Finally, it lives. We get to show off Sega Saturn on the show. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Super Old Game Saturday on Friday. And this is going to be the only instance of Friday entry for Supersonic Game Saturday. But yeah, tonight I got a special one for you. I mentioned a couple months ago, actually, when we did the June entry of Supersonic Game Saturday, that I wanted to get Sega Saturn shown on this show. I wasn't able to for a while, but now that I have the RetroTink 5X, we're going to be set. And it's going to deal with the issues with the Sega Saturn's output, which is 240p. If you try to hook this thing into any, device feasibly as far as capturing, you're going to have a hell of a time. But with the RetroTink 5X, those problems are going to be a thing of the past. And so here we are with the Sega Saturn, because that's going to be where the next Supersonic Game Saturday entry is going to be for tonight. Before we start on that one, I just want to briefly show this off, because, hey, I put in all this time and money to get this thing running, so at least want to show you a couple things with the Sega Saturn, including some stuff it does with CD+G. I'll show that at some point in the future, not tonight, but I'll have to mute audio for that, because actually I took my Sega CD discs that came with this and ran this the other day just to check it, and actually they work, but they have licensed content, so I'll also have to mute everything, but we'll make that work at a later date. Also, you can do stuff with CDs, because yeah, this was a CD system of Sega's that came out in 1995, May 11th, when they did a stealth release, pretty much saying at E3, the very first one, we're releasing this today. The stores were going nuts, saying, why didn't you tell us about this? And then Sony walked to the stage and they said, simply, $299.99. And considering the Sega Saturn was a $400 unit, that basically is where Sega lost the 32-bit console war. Hi, Sweet Verse, good to see you. It's a Friday show again. I just wasn't sure about that initially going through the week, but I realized, wait a second, it's going to have to be a Friday. The next two are going to be on Saturdays, though, so do not worry about that. Hi, everyone. Dolly Finn, good to see both of you. Thank you for showing up tonight for the debut of the Sega Saturn, long awaited. I mentioned this a couple months ago when I had Nocturne on the program. We wanted to do stuff with Saturn. We couldn't, but I said, I'm going to figure out what we can do for this. So yeah, the floodgates are open. Sort of, as it is. But if anything else, I'm just going through some of the stuff this system does as far as audio. Yeah, alright, so you're looking forward to seeing Sega Saturn and seeing, I guess I should mention the game we're going to play, because I actually have to walk up to put it in a few seconds, which is Sonic 3D Blast. We're playing it on the Saturn, it's also on the Sega Genesis and the PC. This is definitely a different case than it was on the Genesis, at the very least. We're in space. Yeah, this is the boot-up menu when you turn on the Sega Saturn, and you have, well, one thing about this is that I have a watch battery in the back of it, because that's how you manage your internal storage for this thing. And you can easily replace it at the very least, but those batteries go dead pretty quickly, although in my case, it's been a couple months since I've had it, so I'm all set. But yeah, in space, you can do stuff with CDs, including something I was kind of curious about, adjusting vocals on CDs. So I was actually just putting random music CDs in, saying, can it really adjust it? Kind of. It warps the audio a bit, so you don't always hear it. But it is an interesting case. I can't really show it off much because I don't have stuff that's, unlicensed, at least not on me right now. But yeah, I just wanted to at least give a quick look to that, and also, this is the CD+G. At some point I'm going to show this, and then I'll mute the volume at that point when I do it. Not tonight, but in future. I could do it actually with this or the Sega CD. But yeah, that's CD plus graphics as it was, and they look really ancient. I found some stuff that could be interesting to show that way. Muted immediately for the licensed music, but alright, I was going into the system settings because just check everything here. We got the clock, okay, fine. No, it's not September, it is November now. Yes, I can't believe it's been November, or it is November now. Okay, we got that, and our language for display. Also this, because I probably should go into this. I mentioned the Sega Saturn has internal memory, but there's also cartridge memory. If you buy the memory cart, which actually costs a lot of money now if you're going for an official one of Sega's, you can copy through. I do have one. I actually got lucky finding it. Basically, in order to load memory in, of which I have actually everything I own on this system so far, of Manx TT Superbyte Christmas Nights, which we're doing on Christmas Day as the last game we're doing for the year. I am having a show on Christmas night for the purpose of that. For Christmas Nights to show the Sega Saturn version off, because there's unique stuff to it, and Virtual Cop. But when I bought this thing, which was kind of on a whim, and also kind of me taking a risk, because the listing on eBay said, I didn't test this, I don't have a way to test this, I don't know if it was going to work, but at $60, considering these things usually run for $100, for the cartridge storage, oh, mind you, I was like, yeah, let me take this chance, and it worked out. It has little saves for games I don't own, including Crusader No Remorse, I believe this is, NHL 98, Gun Griffin, the Eurasian Conflict, and Iron Storm. And then also moving with stuff from XTT, Knights, and Virtua Cop. Although tonight it's not going to matter because Sonic 3D Blast does not have a save. Kind of a bit of a missed opportunity, although, and also settings for certain things. But yeah, let's talk, I guess, about that. Well, just a second anyway. I just have to get up and put the disc into the tray. There we go. Yeah, let's talk maybe missed opportunity or weird opportunity because, yeah, this came out almost 25 years ago, I'm realizing. November of 1996 on everything. We're going to start the application now. And get used to seeing loading. We're going to get a lot of that in that game, or in this game as it is. But, yeah, in 1996, Sega was working stuff with Sega Saturn. They were getting their asses kicked by Sony with PlayStation. Let's not lie here. I'm a big enough Sega fan, and an honest enough one to say that. But they're saying the big deal is going to be when Sonic comes to the system. What was the answer going to be? Oh, that was going to be Sonic X-Treme, a game that was developed by the people who made Sonic 2. But because of extreme conditions, do you plan to do other Saturn games? Yes, I do. Absolutely. This is opening the floodgate as far as that, because it was a question of getting the display going. We're seeing also this FMV cutscene for the opening, which is a bit different than it was on the Sega Genesis, although there was FMV in the Genesis version. To answer the question, though, yes, we are going to do other Sega Saturn games. I just need to start building my library up a little more, and I have another one coming next month, because we're going to use Christmas Nights. We're going to play Christmas Nights, the Japanese version, minimally, through this, because I do have a Switch on the back of it, so I can do Japanese games or US games, no problem on this thing. So yes, I absolutely want to plan to do other games on this. It's also going to down to a cost thing, because some games on this thing can be really expensive, but I'm going to see what I can do for some of it, or import for the Japanese versions of a lot of stuff. I mean, I'll probably do that whenever I touch the other Sonic games. But yeah, speaking of other Sonic games, Sonic X-Treme was a case where the people who were developing it were working themselves so hard, or being worked so hard, and also kind of inferred that Yuji Naka was kind of, getting a little, involved in that in a negative way. There are people who, they almost died of exhaustion, honestly, making that game. They went to their doctors and said, you have 6 months to live if you don't, stop doing this. I believe there's an episode of the What Happened show by Matt McMuscles that went into this pretty extensively to emphasize that. But yeah, that game got canceled, but in between, or while that was happening, Sega was thinking, okay, we don't know what's going to go on with this, so they quickly commissioned Traveler's Tales, the team who made games like the Lego games now, and at the time they made the Toy Story game on Super Nintendo and Genesis, Toy Story 2, which I hear is supposed to be amazing, and a nostalgic favorite of a lot of people, as well as some other stuff like A Bug's Life, Rascal, which is considered really bad, and even another Sonic game, which is Sonic R. They commissioned them saying, like, you're making this on Genesis along with Sonic Team as a co-oping thing. Can you give us a Saturn version? In fact, you're looking right now at what we're going to see with this Saturn version. They were able to get that and release it within only a couple of months. So yeah, Sonic X-Treme went away. The big 3D take of Sonic wouldn't come until Sonic Adventure, which we played for the show. But this is what they had to start with Sonic on this system. The other two games were Sonic R and Sonic Jam. At some point, we can definitely go into those, and I do want to look at those as far as Saturn. I just have to either get a copy of those or figure something else out as far as, getting access to them. But yeah, I definitely want to keep going as far as Saturn. We're seeing a little bit of what we're going to see a little later, but I'm going to that's just the demo, so let's hit start and let's get going. Yeah, this is mostly the same game as it was on the Sega Genesis, which I'm getting the sense of, and chat, let me know what your experience with Sonic 3D Blast is at all. I'm going to assume mostly it's with the Genesis version, because it's been ported a lot of places. This one has not really been ported. Actually, the only place it sort of was ported was on PC, which is a port of this one, but with different special stages. In fact, every instance of this game, Genesis, PC, and Saturn, have a unique special stage. Alright, that sounds good. So we're going to show that a little later. You also have a help screen like you had with the Genesis version, telling you what you got to pick up as far as items, and then items for collect and continue. But unlike the Genesis version, we're going to start this. We don't have an opening cutscene telling us what's happening. We had that FMV showing that Sonic is on Flicky Island, and basically his friends, the Flicky Birds, who've been in all the Sonic games, starting from the beginning, were kidnapped by Dr. Robotnik, who's taking control of them and using transportation rings to, go around the place and steal the Chaos Emeralds. As usual, it's Sonic's job to stop them. Yeah, there's a cutscene for this for Genesis. On Saturn, you get this map, and also get used to the loading, because there's going to be a lot of it. And we're talking loads that are longer than Sonic 06. Wait, there continues? Yes, sort of. I'll show this. Well, we're gonna start in Green Grove Zone, and another thing you're also hearing is the music is totally different from the Genesis version. I'll get into the continued things when we get to the icons to have them. Yeah, unlike the Genesis version, which had a lot of music done by Jun Seno, this is Richard Jacques who did the music for this one. Alright, roll and get a shield and get that nice wow. Yeah, right there. Yeah, that little icon, those little heads there. You collect 10 of those, you get a continue. But the thing is that you don't start with continue, so as you go along, you're going to be running a case where if you get a game over and you're in trouble like that, you run out of lives, yeah, you're going back to the beginning. And there's no save in any version of this game. You either have to use the stage select code, which is actually really easy to do in this game. I could show up probably at the end of the play. Or start from the beginning. But yeah, if you collect 10 of those, you get a continue. And same case as it was on Genesis. We also get the same thing out on Genesis as well, which is this. This is the blast shield. Because we're moving in an isometric view here. Yeah, it's 3D, technically, but it's more isometric 3D, really. And the idea here is that, yeah, we have these robots here. Yeah, I hit the A button, or the C button as it is for jumping. We have the shield on. That does the homing attack. This is the first time we've seen homing attack. Even before Sonic Adventure had it. But yeah, use this and go around and kill the robots, which was 5 in an area to get all the flicky birds. It's actually, I had no idea. Well, I mean, that's the interesting thing also. If we're coming to a game like this, even if you played, I guess, let me know, Sweet First in chat, what other version, which version you played. I'm gonna assume you played this on the Genesis, but correct me if that's not right. Yeah, you can kind of come and find some things that maybe you didn't know, and there's certain things about this version I didn't know, and certain things, okay, I got a little overzealous, ran the landmine and got myself hurt because I had the shield. I'm all set. I played it on the Sega Genesis. Okay, and I remember you saying when we did Sonic 1, you don't have a massive opinion on this game, and I don't necessarily think that's a wrong thing to say. Okay, we bring 50 rings, by the way, to Knuckles, or Tails, we'll see later. It takes us to a special stage, which is going to look a lot different than the Genesis version. But yeah, I'm happy to go in at this point, feelings you might have with that Genesis version, and I guess if you have any experience of this one, if you're curious about what you're seeing or hearing with the music. Yeah, we are in 3D special stage, sort of. Although in this case, I want to switch on my 3D analog controller. Yeah, because we're doing Christmas Nights, I gotta have one of those things. Though I imported the Japanese version because it treats you free and it's much cheaper. Yeah, we're doing the half-pipe thing from Sonic 2, but unlike that, it is a full 3D engine. It's really the only major 3D thing, but unlike in the main game, where I use that analog stick on this controller for it, you have to flip a switch on this thing. I'll put a picture probably in the YouTube video to show this. You go between digital and analog mode. You want to go digital if you're using that controller in this, because honestly, your movement is very touchy. I played the PC version as well through a burned disc back then, and that's interesting you brought up too, because okay, also, that's what happens when you have the analog on. It's really touchy. I'm only hitting a little bit, and you're kind of going all over the place. Like also hitting into the speed boosters, and also going through those gates that have the numbers going down. Go through that quickly, or hit the B button, you just roll down a hill, and you can gain speed. But yeah, that PC version, it is a port of this, actually. Pretty direct, except the one thing that's different is the special stage. This is not what the special stage is like in that PC version. For some reason, the PC version, even though it's literally the same as this, although I think the graphics might be a little better, and the audio mixing is way worse because the volume is way too loud. They changed it so it's kind of a mix of the Genesis special stage, where you have like the Genesis sprite going around a half-pipe like this, but with like a lot of spike balls on the ground, and we'll see spike balls later here, but they're like in like groups of things, almost like how Sonic Rush would end up doing it. But yeah, so they did change it, so every version of Sonic 3D Blast has a different special stage. The Genesis ones are insanely easy. The ones on the PC are okay as far as difficulty, not super hard. These are actually, they ramp up really well in this one. That's the one thing I do like as far as this. And we have a lot of time because, yeah, the loading from when I picked up the Chaos Emerald to get back to the game is a minute. No, I'm not joking. And since we're doing this live, I don't have a way to edit past it. And I'm not going to edit past it when we go on the YouTube site because, hey, we have a discussion going. But I will make that switch back because, like, hey, if I'm going back into the game, I want to use the analog thumb pad as it is. So actually, this controller, really, the 3D control pad, was kind of like a prototype of what the Dreamcast pad was going to be like. But, and we'll get into that when we do Christmas Nights, because I said, if we're going to do Christmas Nights and eventual actual nights, because I did HD version, but there's a reason to do that Saturn edition, we need this controller. I absolutely need this controller to play it, and explain to you how amazing it is to play with this thing. This game plays pretty well with it, and feasibly you don't need the 3D control pad to play this game, or feasibly any game on the system, and not every game on the system uses the analog stick, although I think you can have it on digital mode and use anything. Also, by the way, one other thing is, going back to the thing with continues, every time you come out of a special stage, all the items on the level reset. So feasibly, I can rack up items or rings all I want by going into special stages or paying... Oh, fine, going into special stages, you can go in once, paying Knuckles or Tails, come out, and then get the items. You know, like, yeah, that box is there, and you're all set. Yeah, you take all 5 of the flickies there in an area to the transportation ring and go to the next section. Also, one other thing I do want to show off, hit start button. This is one other difference. You have a map, sort of, as far as this, but it's kind of rudimentary, so it's not going to help you that much. And if you play it on Genesis, you don't really need one. How come people don't consider Sonic R the first true 3D game as far as Sonic? Okay, me being stupid, running into that. No, okay, I don't want to do that just because I don't want to get hit. Because, like the other Sonic games, you get hit with rings, you lose them, and if you have no rings, you get hit, you die. But yeah, I would say, because you're technically right. I mean, okay, technically, I mean, I guess you could say, you could say this is the first 3D Sonic game, but I personally wouldn't because it's more asymmetric. But for Sonic R, I don't know if people are thinking, well, I wouldn't say that because with Sonic R, I mean, it's a racing game, but hey, with Sonic R, which is by the same people who made this, by the way, it has a full 3 engine that is running with all these large levels. So at that point, I mean, I don't know if maybe the thought was because Sonic X-Treme was supposed to be the big 3D Sonic game in the way that we're used to, basically taking that 2D perspective of Sonic and putting it on the next-gen system, for Saturn at least, that, okay, that went away. Sonic R was what they came up with, I guess, maybe not as hastily as this one, but they were developing it, I guess, after that game was going. So, I don't know if maybe people are saying, like, no, that's not exactly that. So, but it goes to an interesting case, which is, how do you constitute 3D? Because people are saying, like, this game's called Sonic 3D Blast, but is that necessarily, I don't know if I'd say false advertising, but it is the kind of thing that, okay, it's not quite a 3D case. I mean, here it's a 3D engine, but I'm still kind of going left and right. And even where I was in the main game, it's still isometric the same way it was in Genesis. In fact, a lot of ways, as I was growing up, I kind of was more impressed on the Genesis version to a certain degree with the tech it was pushing, including the opening FMV specifically, than even with this. Although, in the years past, I've kind of admired this one more, I think, for what it's doing. But I also understand people who said, yeah, this is a slap in the face, the fact that we didn't get Sonic X-Treme, this is what we got, and then going to Sonic R. Sonic R is 3D to that, but that's not the 3D we want. But technically, you're right. It is the first 3D Sonic game in that way. Okay. Okay, fine. It's technically, if you're going to consider the whole shebang of it, because Sonic Jam, which at some point I do want to try and see if we can't show that, has a 3D section, which is Sonic World, where you move in full 3D. It is kind of like, you know, Sonic as you're used to, and a lot of that was used for the purpose of playing the idea that, you know, the idea of doing 3D with Sonic for Sonic Adventure. By the way, if you're wondering why I didn't get a Chaos Emerald, yeah, let me tell you, because this is another difference between the Saturn version and the Genesis version. And I did this on purpose, by the way. On the Sega Genesis version, you could visit both Sonic, or Tails and Knuckles, pay them 50 rings, get an emerald off of both of them. Saturn PC, you can't. You get it the first time, you got it, that's the only Chaos Emerald you're getting in this stage. You go to the other one and win it, you get a life. But feasibly, if you fail the one, you'll be able to go to the other one. So actually, this way, it's harder. This game is a little harder than it is in the Genesis for that very reason. And also because the special stages aren't as insanely easy as they are in Genesis. They're fun, but, and a good primer if you've never done 2D, or not 2D, if you've never done the half-pipe take on Sonic. But, yeah, it's, yeah, they're pretty easy as far as that. So this game decided to make it a little harder, saying, okay, we're going to limit you to that as you're going along. But seeing some nice effects there, like the bridge going over, they're kind of small things admittedly, and also even like the colors, which are a little, they're definitely more, I guess, bright. You could also say gaudy, feasibly, on Genesis. Here, it's not as much, it's more natural color, but that also can bite you a little bit later on. But yeah, that is an interesting observation as far as the idea of 3D Sonic, but yeah, so okay, Saturn did bring us 3D Sonic, technically, before Sonic Adventure did. So, the thing is that people weren't paying attention or they didn't have it, because Saturn didn't do very well sales-wise compared to the PlayStation and N64. These are bright colors. Yeah, they are, but also, compare this to the Genesis version, where it's definitely a lot more bright, although part of it also is because of the difference between the Sega Genesis and the Sega Saturn, in terms of what the tech is. But I do like some of the, like, softer colors there, and it does still look colorful in the way you'd like for Sonic, as is even something like this, where you have the waterfall. On Genesis, this is totally, you know, all blue, and you can't see it. In this case, there's a little bit of a translucency to it, and you kind of look through it, or transparency, I should say. But it is a little alien, so you can kind of see there. But yeah, Sonic still's like, yeah, get moving, my friend. Yeah, this is not as fast a Sonic game as the other ones, but yeah, you could have fooled me based on how I'm playing it. But I am getting those things. Also, one other thing I will mention with the flickies, we'll get the last one. Well, let me get the Invincibility. Same case as before, you get Invincibility, you're invincible until the music stops. It's beautiful with the waterfall. Yeah, it is. I mean, that's a nice effect as well, although, but here's the thing about this. Let's go into this with Saturn, because I mentioned this multiple times. Since you're actually playing the unit now, I can talk about this. And get another ring. You get that remix of the Sonic 1 Extra Life music. But yeah, Saturn was mostly designed as a 2D system as far as its power. It was not really going for 3D that much until PlayStation came around and said, we're doing full 3D. And Sega said, let's go to this direction. And it made it very difficult to program for the system and also to emulate it. Which is why a lot of games have not been re-released necessarily on this system, with a few specific examples. But I think with this version, I think Sega was saying, okay, we want to have our Sonic game for the holidays after X-Treme crashed and burned. Let's have this, but at the same time, let's go in and have extra visual effects. And there's some nice things to see in this game. Really smaller things, but then again, this is a show that's all about celebrating the small things. And the big things, as it is. But yeah, we're going to the next act of Green Grove Zone. With some great music, and I do love music, especially the piano here. It is definitely different music from the Genesis version, and I probably would say I like the Genesis tracks better, but I do love that whenever I hear the piano going, that ding, 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 it just puts you in a good mood. And it's a lot of fun, and to be able to hear that and get that atmosphere. Yeah, I'm not going to hit that because I don't want to get the music going down. But it does create a nice atmosphere in and of itself, and that's also a case of, okay, fine, it's not the same music as it was on the Genesis, and you could say, well, is that disappointing they didn't just take the Genesis tracks and turn it into CD quality? Well, Sonic Adventure ended up doing that, as we emphasized when we played it. But, yeah, in this case, this soundtrack's really grown on me. There's some terrific tracks here. Some I do like better than some on the Genesis. Some. Although there's some on Genesis that I'm always going to like more, as far as how it is to go along and get another shield. Also, one other thing I probably should have mentioned, I'll see this again. When you jump on the springs, you have the flickies going when you have 5 of them in like a arc like that. Sometimes they put the little icons, like the continue icons, up very high, so you need to have all 5 of them on your person in order to get the icon there. In fact, one thing I'm going to do is hit start, because it does show on here the number of medals you have. So you have 9, so one more and you get a continue. Alright. Yeah, I mean, let's go back, I guess, to another thing with this game, because when this game came out, as I mentioned, there are people saying, yeah, this seems like it's a little bit of a slap in the face, they're not liking this, or it hasn't been something that people tend to... Well, some people will look back fondly, some people won't, but it's also something that... And I agree that this is... I think for Genesis has been an interesting case, or was at the time, for the tech, but also people looking at it and saying, this was the last Sonic game on the Sega Genesis in 1996. Technologically, everything you give me is interesting, but coming after Sonic 3 and Sonic & Knuckles, the last Sonic game we played, people say, like, yeah, this is not what I would have wanted as a swan song for Sonic on the Genesis, which is a fair point. I'm not going to say this is a better game than Sonic 3 or Sonic & Knuckles. And also, the other thing, because it plays totally differently, you're seeing that. This game is basically a remake of an arcade game from Sega called Flicky. It actually came out before Sonic the Hedgehog did in 1984. Okay, yeah, we're getting the spike balls now. Hit those, you lose your rings. Yeah, that's why you're collecting the Flickies and taking that one area, and when you have all 5 of them in the area, like I did, you get more points off the back of that. But yeah, in that case, it is a totally different game when when you think about it as far as Sonic, and it was one of the early cases of Sega kind of playing around with the idea of, you know, Sonic gameplay a little. Oh, you also have areas where you're kind of going down, so it definitely gets you into a sense of like, oh yeah, we're kind of going crazy and kind of going in the loops, or corkscrews as it is, so you do get that Sonic feel. Yeah, this was an interesting time for Sonic when we really think about it, because it was really a very... Okay, yeah, we have 8 rings to go. Hopefully I can get enough we need. Okay, perfect, I'm gonna get enough. Alright, yeah, because if you don't have enough by the checkpoint, you fail out and you're kicked out. Yeah, as I mentioned when we played Tails Adventure, that was a game that was unique as far as doing different things with Sonic as far as how it played. Sonic Labyrinth would just come up. Sonic Drift 2, which is like a Mario Kart game on Game Gear. I guess stuff like this, Sonic R, and, well, I mean, Sonic Jam was a compilation, so that was kind of new for Sonic to a certain degree. And you have springs, you can kind of jump up here, and yeah, you see the nice, starry sky as well. So there's definitely some nice stuff to see about that. But in a lot of ways, when I really think about this was kind of 95, 96 was really the most experimental time for Sonic, or first most experimental time for Sonic, I guess. When you really think about it. Oh, no! Okay, yeah, I'm being really reckless. But, okay, it was fine. I got to the end. Because you only have 2 areas you have to do this. It's not like Sonic 2 where you have 3. But it was interesting to see, I guess, Sega trying different things with Sonic, but also with other franchises. And in this case, letting another company that wasn't Sonic Team or Sega Technical Institute, who worked on Sonic X-Treme, and they disbanded because of Sonic X-Treme, by the way, work on a Sonic game. So, in that case, there you go. And I'll tell you this about this game. I think this game is fun for the kind of thing that it is, and I think it does have some unique stuff to it, and I think it is worth showing off the Sega Saturn version just because, well, we want to show Saturn. I've wanted to show Saturn for a while, and we need to do it, so there's that. But also because there are interesting things to talk about this, and I guess also putting in the context of this franchise, which I guess I've been spending the whole year doing. And I gotta tell you, I cannot believe we're almost at the end of 2021. So it means that, yeah, for the last 11 months, I've been having a Sonic game each month, and next month is gonna be the last one for the year. And in that case, after that, it's not gonna be a Sonic game every month anymore, but we'll come back to this franchise, so don't you worry. Yeah, next month is gonna be what chat you wanted to see, and Sweetverse was the one who gave the suggestion, specifically Sonic Heroes. We'll be playing that on the Xbox. So that's going to be for December to close out, and to thank you all in the chat for contributing to the show this year and to the Sonic stuff. I've appreciated that very much. Oh, I keep running into the landmines. If you get too close, they'll explode. Also, another thing about the flickies is, well, you have the sandworms there. Basically stand there and jump there. Yeah, the flickies have different attributes. The red ones will jump around. Okay, we get hit, though, you'll lose the flickies and your rings. The red one jumps around, the yellow one will kind of come towards you, the blue one will definitely come towards you, and the green one runs away. So you have to go after them yourself, pretty much. So yeah, the flickies, based on their color, do have different attributes, but you're going to only really notice that when you get hit or after you defeat an enemy and they pop out. It's going, alright, and there's Tails. Okay, we already did this, but I do want to show one thing. I gave him 14 rings. I don't have enough for the special stage, but I'm going to give him 5 more. 19. Okay, so basically just to show that Tails or Knuckles is a bank. So if you don't have enough rings to get the special stage by talking to him, which is 50, by the way, you can give them the rings then, and then they'll act as a bank so I can come back. It's like, say I come back with 31 rings, I then go to the special stage. So they'll hold it for me, so I don't necessarily have to have all 50 right away. So it is another interesting thing and a different thing. And I guess the perspective of Sonic, I guess, from, the UK perspective, because Traveler's Tales, let's talk about them. They're a company, still to this day, from the United Kingdom. And they started with a lot of licensed stuff, as I mentioned. The Toy Story games. What else? The Bug's Life game, or the game based on A Bug's Life for PlayStation and N64 that they made. And some other stuff, and then I think they really kind of found their niche and got a lot of attention with the LEGO games, starting with the LEGO Star Wars game that came out in 2005, and since then, that's pretty much what they've been doing exclusively for the most part. But, yeah, this is kind of where they started early, and it is a fascinating thing to go back and see, I guess, trace the roots a little bit. And also trace the idea of, like, them working on something for the Sega Saturn as it is. Alright, by the way, when I shot out of the cannon there, you can go back to certain areas of a level, but sometimes they're blocked by a fence there. Which is when he's going through the loop, that's a scripted case for that. But yeah, based on certain things, you can go back to the other areas if, for example, you want to go get an item. Although, you're never going to get into a case where the flickies are going to be in extra areas. They'll still be in the same areas you are, because you need to have 5 to get them through the ring and open the next section up. Also, you do have the other aspects of this, like the little mole here that was not in the Genesis version, and the other aspects of the shimmering water. Definitely some nice stuff to see, although I will say, as I'm mentioning here, this is not necessarily a game for Saturn that I necessarily say shows off the power of it massively. I would say the games that tend to do that actually are the Panzer Dragoon stuff. Trying to think of some other really good cases of games on Saturn that looked incredible. Well, sort of with stuff like Guardian Heroes, although, let me go back to one thing on Sweepers you mentioned, saying, are we going to do Saturn? Yes, we are. But I will also say that if we have a case where I'm able to get it on a collection or something like that, and it's cheaper, I will usually be taking that option over the original system. And Guardian Heroes is a perfect example of that, because I have the 360 version of it, we can play it that way, and there is an option for running it in Saturn mode. So at that point, oh, I just missed it. Actually, did I get the 10? Okay, no, I got 11, so I guess it is gonna hold to that. But yeah, in that case, I will go through for, I guess, native Saturn when I can do it. I'm just thinking because certain things cost a lot of money. I mean, Panzer Dragoon Saga is a game that's like $1,000. Like, yeah, it's going to be a case I'm going to take a mortgage out to get that. Or the other thing I do on some of this is that, and this is something worth pointing out with Saturn, is that because I have a unit that is modded to play Japanese games, the stuff for Japan usually costs less money. Actually, this game is a rare exception to that. The Japanese version of this costs a fortune. The US version is up there, but not massively. I think it was like $60 I paid for this. But, in a lot of cases, then the factor for that is we just buy the Japanese version. We'll play that. And in some cases, they're the same game. I mean, Sonic R. Sonic R, the Japanese version, is literally the same game as it is for the US, including the fact it's all in English. They did not translate it at all. The only difference is it comes in a jewel case and has a Japanese instruction manual. Other than that, it's the same game. But it's quite cheaper than the US version, so there you go. So that'll be a way to do stuff with Saturn. But yeah, Act 3, we have Dr. Robotnik. And the bosses are the same as they are in Genesis. The only difference is the sounds are a little different. You hear that beep as opposed to ooh from the Genesis game. But alright, what he does, he drops the spike ball down and bounces around. Just wait until he goes down and jump into him. But don't jump too early or just bounce off of him. And I always like this effect, including on Genesis, where as you hit him more, his windshield cracks a little bit and eventually goes away. Oh. And you get this more menacing track of him going ho 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 ho. Which I guess is like a take of how Sonic CD was in a lot of ways, too. Though unlike Sonic CD, the soundtrack for this is the same with every region. I hit him a couple times, and he's dead. And with that, we are done with Green Grove Act 1. Or every act. And you also have the Sonic 3, level completion music, and the time you took. Which actually, there's also one difference, which is that you don't have a time limit in this, even though it shows time. But if you get to 9 minutes and 59 seconds, it'll still show that on the results screen for this version. But on Genesis, it says time taken, it says too long, which I always thought was a funny effect. Alright, so with Green Grove done, we are going to the Rusty Ruin Zone, and my god, the music in this is amazing. Just take a listen to this. Oh my god, the music, the piano coming up there, like the choral, chants going on, the kind of light guitar. It's amazing. I mean, I love the Japanese version, I was going to say, but I was also going to say the US version's music, or the Genesis version's music, I should say. See, I'm into the Sonic CD mindset, looking at that mouse coming out of the pot. I think I like this track maybe even more than the Genesis version, and I love the Genesis version's music as well. Yeah, we're in the temple, and what you do here is you jump on those spinny pads that definitely look very smooth in this version, spinning at 60 FPS. And yeah, Sonic is pirouetting around. What happens there is you use that, you can go into enemies, but you can also knock down those pillars. And this is an area where we were talking about, Dolphin, you're mentioning how the beautiful look of this game. There's some beautiful stuff we're going to see in this zone specific. Including like the stuff on the walls there, the fire shooting down, and also the little flicky statues there, which are definitely a bit different than the Genesis version. So there are definitely more details, including the, like the broken floor plate, or I'm trying to think, what's the reference I'm thinking? The creaky floorboard from SpongeBob SquarePants, which was brought up when the Super Gaming Brothers show did this game as well, because they did the Saturn version. In our case, we're going to do the Genesis version as well, but not tonight. We will do it way in the future because... Okay, no, I thought I was missing a flicky. Because, I may as well go into this, I mentioned this a little last week. John Burton, who developed the Sega Genesis version of this, he decided about 4 years ago to make a director's cut of his own game. and basically put it online for free for no other reason just than like, oh yeah, he wanted to do it. And so what happened to that is that they actually printed that to cartridges, or at least there's like unofficial printings of it. And they made a lot of changes from the Genesis version with that, including fixing some aspects of collision detection and also putting in Supersonic, because Supersonic's not in Sonic 3D Blast at all, including this one. Actually, one other thing is, I want to get in there for Tails, but I don't have enough rings for it. But yeah, in that case, when we do the Genesis version, I'm going to show that Director's Cut version off, but that's going to be a ways down the road. And I'll also show the difference between these two, but also that Director's Cut version, which I've actually never played before. But I've seen stuff that's pretty amazing, along with what you're seeing here, the fact that, unlike the Genesis version, you have fog and rain. I mean, it's the little things as I mentioned, but they do look really nice. It puts you in the nice atmosphere, especially for this level, because you have, you know, the great music going on. And I love this music so much. This is actually probably one of my favorite pieces of music in this soundtrack. And chat, let me know anything you're thinking as far as what you're seeing, and also any experience you have with, I guess, war with Sonic 3D Blast, or anything else you want to talk about Sonic-wise, of which, I mean, I guess I'm trying to think if we've had much news going on with Sonic recently. I mean, I guess we sorta did, because this week we had Sega trademarking the name Sonic Frontiers, which they're thinking that might be the name of what the next big Sonic game is going to be. But we don't know. Alright, there we go. So I got in for Tails, I'm on the dot, we can get the special stage. Outside that, we haven't really heard much going on with Sonic. I mean, the Sonic Colors thing with the re-release from a few months ago, yeah, I don't think anybody cares about that anymore, and I personally don't. I mean, they patched it again, it didn't really work much better, so I kind of gave up and moved on to other things. Also, when you go to the different stages, you have different areas you're in. Like, in this case, it looks like you're, like, in the mountainous region. Or maybe, like, a nod to, Red Mountain from Sonic Adventure 1. Oh. Yeah, and you do have a little bit of, fog going on here, but it's not too bad where you're going to be running into spike balls. But, yeah, if you make the jump right like that, you can get more rings going high. So, in that way, it's... Okay, here's the thing about this half-pipe, structure, even compared to stuff like, the PC version of this, or Sonic Rush, or Sonic 2... is that this one honestly does what a lot of Sonic games tend to do just on their own, which is give you that idea of multiple paths and go down. And honestly, I can't really think of a whole lot of special stages in this series that do that, with the exception of maybe Sonic 4 Episode 2, which kind of does stuff similar to this one. A little bit. At some point we could do that one as well, because I do have it for the 360. Although if I do that, I think what we're going to do is I'll play Episode 1 and Episode 2 at the same time, I think. Because those games are pretty short, and I think I can manage doing both of them at once. Although at some point I would also like to show off the co-op of 2, because, honestly, that's kind of the best part of it. And honestly, that game kind of opened up for me massively when I played co-op with people. Oh yeah, also you can kind of almost jump out, but thankfully you can't jump out like, oh, you're gonna fall out or something like that, like Super Monkey Ball say. Which I guess I bring up because I know coworkers bought the Banana Mania game, and I've had the Banana Mania game since it launched, but they're really having a good time with it, and I'm having a good time with it as well, and at some point, I think we should do that game. Although how we're going to handle it, I don't know. And chat, if you have any suggestions on how you want to see the Super Monkey Ball game handled, or that one anyway. I'm all ears to hearing it. Or for that matter, any other Super Monkey Ball games you might want to see, or, feasibly, other Sonic games after this year is over. As I mentioned, we may be doing Sonic stuff a month this year, and next year is not going to be once a month for Sonic, but yeah, we're going to come back to this franchise. This franchise means too much to me to completely, you know, ditch. Yeah, well, sitting through another load screen. Yeah, I guess it's been the kind of thing that I haven't necessarily been noticing so much on the load screens, but they are long in this version. Although, to be fair, this is Sega Saturn, so I guess you might expect that, although actually the loading in Sonic Jam and Sonic Arc, because I played them. I don't have them, but I've played them with other people who do. They are way shorter than this. So yeah, this might be a case where they just rushed this. I mean, okay, they did rush this because they wanted to get it out after Sonic Jam, or Sonic X-Treme got canceled. Alright. Yeah, every time I come out, I keep forgetting to switch off the thing on the 3D controller. Alright, we get to keep going through, and I do like the idea of here when you transition in, and yeah, you have all that stuff, so yeah, good stuff. Oh right, I forgot, I have to go over there and get that in order to bust down the pillars, because yeah, that's the main element of this level. Yeah, and you can kind of bounce around like that, almost like if you're like in billiards or something. But, yeah, the way this level works is you have those pillars blocking your path, so you need to be spinning around in order to get through them. I mean, honestly, also the other thing I guess I'll get into is... Whoa! Yeah, right there. The thing that's going to hurt you most in this level are really the hazards above the enemies, because there's only 5 enemies in this section, because they each have, flickies. Also, you have things that are on the wall. Sometimes it can be hard to see them. We're going to see that in the next zone. I'll say that. Alright, there we go. We get a fire shield, which, does not do the flaming spin dash that Sonic could do in Sonic 3 and Sonic & Knuckles, but it will protect you from fire. See, I'm jumping in this fire. Yeah, it's doing nothing. And I also like to touch always with the shields, any shield you pick up, where the flickies have the shield on them around as well. Although, actually, you know, okay, yeah, because alright. The shield does protect them as well, because here's the other thing. I want to see something here. I'm going to try to do this. Okay, yeah, I got hit. Because the thing is that I'm running with the flickies around, but if they can feasibly get hit without me getting hit, and I don't know how I missed that mace there. Yeah, if they do, they'll go, and they'll just start running away. In fact, let me see if I can't show that off. Actually, I think probably the easiest way about that is just going to be running still. Yeah, but they can run into cases where they'll branch off themselves and I have to go run and get them. But as I mentioned, if I get hit as well, along my rings getting lost, my flickies getting lost, so I gotta go find them. And that goes back to the flicky game, the arcade game, because that's how that game operated as well. And in that case, you had the cats who were going around, you know, stopping you or trying to stop you. And you also couldn't take another hit. Whereas in this case, Sonic has rings, he can handle this no problem. Alright, so that's where we need to go. Though I do... And the thing about this game also is I do like kind of exploring certain things, including coming up here and busting through. Yeah, because in some ways it's playing more to the exploratory element, but the levels are not necessarily that massive that's going to make much of a difference. Yeah, in that case, also one other thing, if you have more flickies when you hit the ring, that also means that you'll get more points off of them, because I got 1, 2, 4, 8, and 1,600 points for having all 5 of them, but if you only have 1, it'll give you just 100. So it pays to have all the flickies with you before you go in the ring. Also, I do want to see one other thing, because some of these, yeah, some of those doors there open a secret area, so in this case, I can go back to that area. Oh, also, the music has to reload. Probably should have mentioned that. On the Sega Saturn and a lot of these early CD consoles, you had the music there, but as soon as it ended, they didn't set it to loop specifically, so it fades out and then it starts again. And there's another case of that as well. But you get to enjoy the opening of this piece of music again, which is always amazing. I think there's a, yeah, there is one in here. Yeah, that's if you need to get Knuckles, or need to get a special stage, but since we already got it here, we're set. And I'm pretty sure we'll get all the Chaos Emeralds. Actually, I do want to make a little bit of a confession. I haven't had this version of this game for that long, admitting, only a couple of months. But I actually have never beaten all the special stages in this Saturn version. So, it's actually going to be me making history this way for that very reason. Although, the difficulty curve on these special stages is really good, so I'm not going to run into a case where it's going to be nerve-wracking. And so far, I've been doing okay. And the other cases, just like some of the other Sonic games, you can't get special stages on... Actually, the last 2 zones, not just the last one. The last 2 zones in the game, they do not let you get special stages at all. So, yeah, I have to be a little more careful, and with only the ability to get 1 Chaos Emerald per stage, that's where you're going to be in trouble, potentially, if you screw up. Alright. Alright, back into the Rusty Ruin for Act 2. Alright, there's another one of those heads. How many of those things do I have? Oh, yeah, right. Also, yeah, okay, I'm glad I did this. When you go to each stage, you do see the tile of the pause screen look a little different. So that's something, I guess, kind of nice. I mean, a little thing, but yeah, you'll take what you can get feasibly for it. As I said, it does make it stand out a bit from the Sega Genesis edition. Oh, okay, yeah, no, I got to show that then. Yeah, the flicky broke off, I guess, because the bee touched him. But it didn't touch me, so I was safe. And, you know, I'll also show this off. Yeah, in that case, I only put 2 in. And in that case, now I have to get more flickies to that. And you have to jump on that with nothing happens. But it also reduces your HUD down there, so now I only have 3 robots to track down. That, by the way, is what's going on over on the bottom right. That gives you a sense of where the enemies are, or what enemies you have left, and then... Alright, there's Knuckles. Let me give him 28. I'll be back for you a little later, my friend. Yeah, Knuckles and Tails are just kind of standing here. Oh, okay, that was close. Also, you're probably hearing they did enhance the sound effects a bit from the Genesis version. Even taking some of the same sound effects, but kind of giving them like an echo, like the shield, where you usually get that wow thing. It goes like wow. And I love that echo sound, which, honestly, I don't think any of the other Sonic games really had that sound quite the same way. So that's one thing I actually really like about this game that is pretty unique to it. Alright, I have enough for what I need to do. Perfect. And I have all the flickies, so you know what I'm going to do. Since I'm running here anyway, let's toss them in. Alright, now I can go through that when we're done. Okay. Right, I gotta keep remembering that, flipping that switch. Although, that's just me in that case, because I just like controlling this part of the game better with the D-pad. And feasibly, if you have a Saturn controller that's just the normal one, which just has the D-pad on it, you can totally use it for this game. Actually, you can technically use it with Knights. And it doesn't play horrible with it, but in the case of Knights, it's like, wait, they designed that controller, or this controller I'm holding, around that game, so you want to use it with it. And they bundle the game with it to start, so like, yeah, you don't really have much of an excuse. Oh! Oh, I think I overshot some of those rings. I gotta be a little more careful now because it's getting a little more tense. Ow! 16 to go. Yeah, and you see that? You're getting close to the end, so be careful. Okay, yeah, I just made it. Enjoying this wonderfully jazzy piece of music. And that's the interesting thing about this, or the soundtrack for this version of the game, is that it has this kind of jazzy, you know, very relaxed vibe to it. Maybe not as peppy as the music from the Genesis version that Jinseno did, but it really does fit it well, especially for some of the atmospheres that they're going for with this release, or this version of the game. Yeah, definitely just barely avoiding some of these spike balls. Oh. And Sonic does run a little faster also when you go downhill anyway, but you hit that B button, you just do the roll. Which is an interesting mechanic for the special stage as well. Alright, we got it. So that's the 4th one. Yeah, this is the Sega Genesis version. I'd already have all 7, but, yeah, Saturn does not work that way. And I believe the PC version is like that. Chat, correct me if that's not right. That's what I remember when I played it on the PC, but it's been so long since I played it that I don't remember. And I have it on PC, but I still haven't figured out, you know, streaming PC, that's gonna be the next thing. I always say, I'm gonna stream PC, I gotta figure that out. I have to sit down and do it. Consider that the show's New Year's resolution. Alright. So yeah, there you go with the loading again, but yeah, I guess in that case, like, yeah, I guess I'm not completely out of things to talk about on this game. It's just that in a lot of ways, it's kind of been the same thing over and over again, except just the levels, really. And that I guess tends to be maybe why people don't tend to like this game to a degree, or, wait a minute. Okay. Because I was thinking, wait a second, why does it show the 5 robots again? So it loads the robots. Usually what happens when you go in that, when you put the flickies, the 5 in there, and came in here, the robots would load onto the interface when I came through that hole. But I guess going to the special stage, after you've gotten all 5, just turns it on immediately anyway. Alright, in this case, you have to jump on the spring to hit those little panels there. And yeah, you have to get used to the isometric platforming perspective. And if you're not good at that, yeah, you might not have much of a good time with this game, admittedly, especially for the boss we're going to fight here. I mean, in my case, I kind of get used to it, but it still is a little complicated as far as how it works, and not as smooth as you'd like. But as I mentioned, from what I understand, that director's cut John Burton made, apparently it does fix aspects of the controls, so I'm gonna be curious to see how that is. And I also, one other thing I'll do when this goes in the YouTube side, I'm gonna put in a link to his YouTube channel, because he goes into, it's a fascinating thing to see what he goes into. He goes into specifically saying, like, hey, I worked on this game, I worked on Mickey Mania, I worked on Toy Story, and you look at some of those games and think, how did they do some of those graphical effects? Especially the 16-bit versions of those games. And he goes into specifically like, oh, I did this, and this, and it is absolutely fascinating. Just to see that, and just to get that perspective of, I guess, a developer in tune, in a sense, with the community as far as gaming. Also, there's a hidden medal behind that pillar there. But I think that was kind of an interesting case to that as well. Just the idea of, because I can't really think of other cases where this has happened, where you have a developer saying, I'm gonna do enhancements to my own game just because I want to do it. And they just put it out as something like this, as opposed to, you know, going to Sega saying, like, hey, should we sell this to people? Or even Sega saying, like, okay, we're not going to cease and desist this game that, you know, you made for us. So in that case, that's kind of interesting to that. I definitely will go into certain aspects of that with the YouTube site. Actually, one other thing I do want to bring up now that I'm mentioning the YouTube site, because... Oh, yeah, so, got hit by the bee. Starting with last week's show, I do want to emphasize this. If you're looking on the Twitch page for SuperOldGameSaturday, or I guess my channel as it is, Twitch, which is twitch.tv/CaptainDtrag, by the way, if you're new. I actually now have it saving the stream specifically, so here's the thing about this. You can actually watch the stream that I did right away after the show is over tonight. And actually, I did that with the Super Mario Land play we did last week, which I had a great time with. But I'm still going to do stuff with the YouTube site as well to add the edits, because I think it's worthwhile. But hey, if you want a quick fix to see like what the show is like, or see the stream we did, that's going to be optional. And actually, the reason I came to that was, I'm trying to remember, Sweet Verse, it was Razma. I'm trying to remember the name of who it was. I'll put the correction in the YouTube video to say, like, I'm sorry for forgetting your name. But yeah, he came and he said, like, I don't get a sense of what your show is like. And that was a fair, you know, constructive case of criticism. And I like that, because then it made me say, like, okay, how do I want to present this show as far as what we do here? And I was actually kind of going through the interface of Twitch, which was kind of annoying, I'm not going to lie. With all due respect to Twitch, hey, it's the reason I have this show going. I also am thinking, well, I kind of wish I had a better interface to get a sense of showing what this show is all about. And... okay, yeah, the other thing about this is, yeah, you have to do platforming on those platforms or make a very specific jump like that. But yeah, I had to figure what the interface was, but I realized, okay, I could just save the stream, so in some ways that's going to make it easier. On the main page for the show, you're going to see the streams we did, and then there'll be the YouTube link as well, so you get a sense of, hey, just watch this and see, like, what is the show about? We do this weird stuff of, like, Virtual Boy mode for Super Mario Land. We look at the stuff of going into space with the Saturn interface. So, yeah, in that case, I think that's going to be the way that it'll work. So you'll be able to see the stream immediately after we go off, but then in a couple days, the YouTube site will have it uploaded, because also I trim it down a little bit, because I turn the stream on to check everything tech-wise. But yeah, it's a little, I mean, it's more, you know, natural as far as how some of it's looking on the YouTube site with some of those edits I like to put in. So it's going to be a nice place for both aspects. Show it that way, and also give a sense of what the show's all about. Again, thank you all for watching, and, you know, inputting. Alright, here's the boss here. Robotnik decided to become a knight. So what you do here is you have to jump on the hand and jump to him. Yeah, this is where your isometric platforming skills are going to be put to the test. And it's not easy, because you can only hit those hands when they come down, or jump up to them. And then jump over there. Yes, sometimes you got to get a sense of, you know, what's your depth perception going to be. Oh. Oh, and also deal with another thing, which is that the rings, when you get hit, disappear really quickly. I might die because of this. But they will go... okay, I hit the hand. Okay, that went red. Alright, that was weird. Why'd it go red with Sonic dying? That's weird. And it's loaded? Okay, actually, I've never died at the boss before, so... alright, I didn't know it actually put a load specific when you die at the boss. Not bad, but still something like... wait a second, that's weird. And so the usually wouldn't have to deal with on Genesis, but... yeah, there's a little different take of it. Alright, so I'll be a little more careful with the boss, because actually that's one thing. I'll go into my own personal memories of the Genesis version. I actually found parts of this pretty hard growing up, Specifically the boss in the second to last zone. But in my case, I think I took the rings too quickly. In this game, also, when you got hit with without ring, or get hit and you have rings, they usually disappear a lot quicker than they do in most other Sonic games. Oh! Yeah, like that. See, that one on the right just totally disappeared right away, and I didn't have time to pick it up. Oh. Okay, yeah, alright, fine. The hitbox on the hand is a little weird, too. Ow. Okay, yeah, I gotta be a little more careful now. Yeah, if you're really good with the platform that... Okay, I'm going off the different direction. Alright, let me stop this. And also avoid the gun that's at his, base. Or I guess the other thing to do is just ride it and wait. Or wait till I get into a better position, which... Yeah, right there. Okay, perfect. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Alright. In fact, that shows what you want to do. You want to try and jump back onto the hand and move yourself over to it, but with the way the isometric controls work, it's not always easy. But alright, we got him. And now, with the Rusty Ruin Zone done, we are going to... When the map loads... Yeah, that weird place. This is the Spring Stadium Zone. We're gonna hit another case where the music is terrific and has great use of piano. Actually, I like this track for Spring Stadium even more than the Genesis track. All right, let's have a listen as we go in. It puts you this nice casino vibe, which you want for Sonic. Yeah, I just feel like I want to go gambling on the back of that. It's like, yeah, just that nice piano, like you go to like a jazz bar over at a casino somewhere. It's nice stuff. Alright, yeah, we're in this nice, well, fine, okay, not nice. This is a very weird and, I guess, gaudy level when you really think about it. Especially on Genesis, where the colors are really, really bright. They're less bright on this, but that also makes things a little interesting or harder as far as aspects of the gameplay. Because you're running around on this, you have the cannon shooting out spike balls and things like that. But yeah, you have these things. You stand on these too long and the spikes come up and they hurt you. But there are also these little, I guess, circles that are on the ground. We'll see them a little later. That have, like, little, pikes come out of them. And if you go over them, you get stabbed. But the circles are a lot harder to see in this version because of how smoother the colors are as opposed to being brighter on Genesis. So a lot of people tend to hate this zone for that very reason. And I'd be lying if I said this is my favorite zone in the game. But I do like the atmosphere of, like, the music, at least. I guess it's this idea of, like, the weird spring thing. Yeah, you're just bouncing around like crazy and hitting the balloons, and yeah, I'm surprised I was able to hold on to that as well as I did. Alright, yeah, there's the gate. You basically just go through the direction as well. Also, you have this, spike area. Yeah, he has spikes on the top of him, but if you jump on him, you don't get hurt. I don't know if that was a development oversight or an inside joke of Robotnik not getting his, Batnik set before setting him out, but, either way, there you go. Alright, so now I gotta go find the other enemies. That's really what you want to do, honestly, in this game. Any version, really. You just kind of go around, find where the enemies are, and just make sure you kill them. Make sure you don't miss any like I did before, because otherwise you have to go back and find them. Alright, so yeah, we all five can go on. That was weird. It seemed like something with the sound kind of went off. Oh! Yeah, that was... Yeah, unfortunately it bounced around, so that also makes it hard to hold on your shields here. Yeah, I want to go back to the audio on this, or the footage on this, just to see how that sounded with me hitting something, because I got a sense that some of the sound was cutting out. Actually, for this level, I do want to go get the Invincibility, so let me do that. Oh! Just as I got it. Oh, man. I mean, nothing else that lets me stand on the spike things like in her. Yeah, because there's tails. Yeah, I just missed getting that, but at least I'll give him the 12 I have and come back. I am going that other direction, but this is a level where you can feasibly go back, so I'll be able to do that a little later. There's one thing, let me just check this again. Oh yeah, you know, I think for every level I'll also show what the pause screen looks like, because hey, it's something unique. Alright, roll through. Alright, yeah, there you go. Yeah, the loading is instantaneous when you hit start, so I mean, there's that at least. Alright. Oh, by the way, I probably should have mentioned how the controls work. They're the same they are on the Genesis, where you have A and C for your jump, and then B is your spin dash. And if you're moving around, you hit B to do the roll. Alright, there's Knuckles. I could feasibly give rings to him, but I already gave to Tails, so yeah, he's not getting any... No! I don't want to touch him. Yeah, as soon as you touch any of them, you give them your rings. But I want to see if I can't get back to where Tails is, and I think I can. Ouch! Ugh. Yeah, because honestly, I'm realizing, because of the fact that you can only get one Chaos Emerald a stage, I don't have a whole lot of room for error, honestly. I think you can really only afford to, I guess, not get a Chaos Emerald on 3 stages. I mean, you have multiple chances in a stage, at least 2, but you can't afford to screw up too much. Because, by the way, we do have to get all the Chaos Emeralds. If we don't, we do not get the good ending. But we don't get the good ending, and there's also a level that is locked off, which is the last boss. In fact, actually, I think this is... Okay, no, it's not. I was going to say this is the first Sonic game that has the ending lock behind having all the Chaos Emeralds, but Sonic 3 did. Or Sonic and Knuckles did that. Alright, there's the end of the level, but I don't go to the end of the level yet, because I need to get the, special stage. And get enough rings feasibly for it, but I might have screwed myself out of it. Or the other thing I could do feasibly, I could probably just kill myself, and then the rings will come back. Also, actually, I never heard the popping of the balloons in this version, so actually, yeah, it sounds way more natural, but not as satisfying as the from the Genesis games. Oh, no! Oh, wait, I missed one. Okay, so good thing I came back. Yeah, I forgot that, yeah, I was missing one. Yeah, sometimes I can just pop out because I got hit, but alright, come on, stop bouncing. Alright, so I just gotta figure out how to get back to Tails. Yeah, because I should be able to have enough in that area to get him. Ooh. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna use the map. Yeah, although it's not gonna be much help, honestly. Oh. Okay, I have the speed shoes, which I don't know if I want to have in this level. I mean, if nothing else, I guess I'm also showing you technically why people might not like this game, because you're kind of running around aimlessly, as it might be. And you know what? I don't think I have enough rings. Yeah, I don't have enough for him. I think I screwed myself out. And, wait a minute. I can't go back? Okay, maybe I can't go back. Alright. I thought I could. You know what? I think I'm gonna... You know, fine. One level's not gonna kill me, so we're gonna go to the end of the stage. But then I'm just gonna make sure I don't screw up again. Because actually, in the next zone, or next act, is gonna be pretty easy to find them, because Tails and Knuckles are actually in the same place. But it's even more redundant. Or no, it's not even more. It just is redundant in this version. Because you only can get one of them. Unless you fail the other one. Alright, so off we go to the next act. Yeah, it took a while to get through that, but, yeah, there is no time over, despite the fact that I have a long time up there. Which I guess is good, because, hey, you're exploring these levels to get everything you need. Also, I don't know if you're hearing this, but there is also a little bit of a disc sound coming from the Saturn that I think was coming through when I did the test audio check earlier, but it's not like the Dreamcast where it's grinding like crazy. Yeah, definitely get a little more goofy as far as the music here, but, yeah, it'll work. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't actually really notice the camera was, not catching up with me. Also, by the way, if you hit them with the spikes, they will hurt you, so there's a little bit of inconsistency. Yeah, it does. Ooh. I mean, I guess fitting also because, yeah, there is Robotnik the Carnival Barker. I mean, technically we kind of got that perspective a little with some other games. Oh, yeah, I stood on that like an idiot. And technically also Shadow the Hedgehog did that, although when we played Shadow the Hedgehog, we didn't go to the level that happens. Ooh. Or at least we played Shadow the Hedgehog that time, because we're going to do the super hard mode for that game eventually. That's going to be another down-the-road case, because A, I need to unlock it, and B, I'm going to do other stuff that you want to see first before we retread retread a game for another reason. But hey, there is going to be a reason to go back to that and to play the director's cut of this one from Genesis, so at least I can rationalize it that way. Alright, yeah, right there. I want to show you that. See those little holes on the ground? Not these, the ones in between. Okay, yeah, that was just me getting hit there. Yeah. You can barely see the circle there. It's like a black spot. It's much easier to see on the Genesis. So that's one case where, yeah, the graphics being better, but kind of impacting the gameplay. I know people actually who played this version who told me, hey, they hate this level on Saturn for that very reason, as opposed to playing it on the Genesis. And the PC would be the same thing, because the PC is the same graphics engine as this. Oh, wait. Okay, I never noticed that Robotnik balloon, I guess, wobbling around like that. Because going back to the Shadow the Hedgehog case, the egg balloon, as it is, which we did destroy. Oh, no, we didn't destroy. We just saw it in Shadow the Hedgehog when we played that a few months ago. Or, fine, not a few months ago. That was back in April. God, I cannot believe it's been that long. And that we're so far into this year and into Supersonic Game Saturday as it's been, even though it's not a Saturday. I know it's not right, but, yeah, we're making Friday sure work, damn it. I appreciate you for stopping by for Friday as well. Alright, yeah, we're going through here. I know Tails and Knuckles are pretty close. I think. Oh, yeah, right here. Alright, so I guess who do I love better? You know what, we'll do Tails. We've done Knuckles a lot anyway. Also, I believe there's also a difference with background depending on who you go in the special stage for, but outside of that, the layout of the special stage is the same. And with Tails, of course, the arrow lets you in, and yeah, we are surrounded by, I guess, UFOs. Alright, but yeah, the ring core is getting a little higher, so 70 we need. Yeah, as I mentioned, there is a little bit of fog as far as the spike balls, but you're still going to see them quick enough. It's not like some other games where it just appears instantly to get hit. Yeah, let's put it this way, and I guess I may as well go into this because it's going into classic gaming or treatment of classic gaming as it is. Because the Grand Theft Auto trilogy just came out yesterday on a bunch of things, and they've actually already pulled it off the market for the PC, at least, because of some of the problems with it. And also, it has a lot of issues with its pop-up, especially on the Switch, which, again, I swear to God, the Switch is not a totally, weak system, but some of these retro re-releases or remakes, or however you want to put it, sure don't do that system any favors. It's kind of kibosh my idea of wanting to get that for Switch. Although then again, I got those Grand Theft Auto games on PS2. Well, fine. I have San Andreas on PS2 and Vice City and 3 on Xbox. I guess we could do those at some point, but I just have to figure out what I'm doing with the licensed music case, because I know there's instances where I don't know if I'm going to be able to get around that, but I'll see what I can do. And that'll also be a multi-month thing, because those games are pretty long. Honestly, I think if we're going to start with Grand Theft Auto, I think I'm going to start with the 2 on the PlayStation, just because, hey, people don't tend to talk about those, and nobody really cared about the franchise that much, or gave it that much attention until 3 came out, and with 3D. It's like the reverse of, should a franchise that's 2D have gone 3D? I mean, in the case of Grand Theft Auto, no, it kind of made it better. Or, okay, it definitely made it better. Whereas with Sonic, like, hey, this was Sonic sort of going 3D, then we had Sonic R doing it, and Jam sort of, and Sonic Adventure, and then people saying now Sonic should have stayed 2D. Which they may have an argument to make, but then again, as I mentioned, and I've advocated strongly here and in my personal life to people, hey, there's good 3D Sonic games, and I showed you one a couple months ago, and I'll show you another good one next month. Even with my issues with Sonic Heroes, I do like that game, and the Xbox version is a good version of it, although technically not the best one. Well, it sort of is. It's close between that and GameCube, but I mean, it's not the PS2 version at least, so there's that. We'll get into that next month, and by the way, the way we're going to play that is we're going to do the Team Dark story, and then we're going to go through the last story. But I think the thing I'll also do is that before we do the last story, I'll also show the cutscenes off of the other teams just for the purpose of it. Alright, so we got the Chaos Emerald. We have 5 now, so we're all set. Oh. Yeah, we have 5. So I just have to get them both on the next zone, or on the zone after that, and we set. Yeah, I'm noticing there's more animated, I guess, tchotchkes, if you want to put it that way, in the background, like the spinning fan thing with the cups there, which weren't on the Genesis version. And I guess it was the purpose of showing, you know, hey, Saturn has the capability of doing this, although then again, it's not a massive, you know, upgrade as far as graphics exactly, but it still does look nice. I mean, it's pleasant, for sure, and it fits the idea of what the game is, and in my case, because I played it on Sega Genesis, when I played it on Saturn, or saw it on Saturn, I was like, hey, I'm curious about what's different about it, and seeing what they added to it unique in terms of the graphics, and I guess also the audio as well. And same with the gameplay, because of the thing with the special stages. Alright. Yeah, I don't know why I'm getting rings, necessarily, just because it doesn't matter now. Because I already got the Chaos Emerald here. Alright, I guess the other thing was also, yeah, I probably should have mentioned this. Yeah, some of these areas have springs on them. Not all of them do, but those do. Or that one did, so there you go. Alright, so there we go in the pipe. So yeah, you do have some Sonic stuff, although in a lot of ways it's pretty automated, including the stuff with the loops. Also, we have this. We have to do isometric bouncing across a balloon, so it's like the Sky Trooper thing from Super Mario RPG, but in that case, just hold right and you'll bounce across no problem. You just have to angle yourself, which is always the tough thing with an isometric game. I guess to that degree, Chet, I'll put this out then. What is your experience with isometric games, maybe like this or maybe not like this, and do you necessarily think you have a capability of adjusting to them? Because sometimes, maybe it's, okay, yeah, there you go. That's what happens when you get stabbed through the hole. I didn't even see that hole there because the enemy was over it. So in that case, yeah, that was me getting screwed out, whereas on Genesis, I would have seen it much more. Oh! Yeah, I guess let me know what you got as far as I... Oh! And also be careful of going down the wall and the spikes there. Alright, there we go. Okay, at least I'm glad I got to show that... I missed one? Oh, I dropped one. Okay, I didn't even notice that. Oh, he's there. Oh, it's the green one. The one that runs away. Alright, well, I got him. Yeah, you're not getting away. So, yeah, that's weird. The Flickies are Sonic's friends. Why the green ones run away? Just trying to help him. Actually, I think that's an aspect that Flicky, the arcade game, did not have. All the Flickies are the same. They didn't necessarily try and actively escape you. Alright, so with those 2 acts done, we're doing boss. This is actually one of the more annoying ones, including on Genesis it was, because you have to kind of do a lot of waiting for it. And you have to do the isometric jumping thing from height in order to reliably hit him. But each time it's going to be Robotnik, by the way, just to go into that. I'll show you how it works. Yeah, and they're also over those spike things, so don't stand on them too long. Alright, he has his little, I guess, electric plug things. He does that hit down with this. Yeah, you can jump up here, but you have to just keep jumping. And eventually what he'll do is he'll start hitting the ground rapidly. When he does that, he'll come down enough so you can hit him. But you can also jump up here, as I mentioned, and hit him that way. In fact, this is the quick way to hit him, but oftentimes you can't see where he is. And feasibly, I guess, if you're doing speedrun on this game, that's probably how you want to handle this. Or actually, I'm trying to do the speedrun, I guess. Feasibly, I guess, maybe the Sonic perspective. Oh. Yeah, don't hit him straight on like I did. Oh. One more hit and I should have him. I got him. Actually, that was probably one of my fastest times running him that I've ever had. At least I think it was. Let's take a look at what it came back with. Alright, under a minute. Yeah, it usually takes me more than a minute, because I usually just waited. I just waited just for him to come down and then hit him. After that, orgy of colors is done. I'm going to something a little more calming and fitting, I guess, for the colder weather we're going to be hitting soon. Alright, this is the Diamond Dust Zone. We are in a winter wonderland with some nice fog here as we go down the ice flow, or the ice slide. Yeah, it's very refreshing. You feel kind of, you know, chilled and cool just looking at this. At least I do tend to that. Also, you can have these freezing things, but unlike Sonic 3, when you freeze into that, you can jump out and not get hurt. That's really nice. It definitely has more of a Christmassy vibe in terms of its music than the Genesis version did, although I love the Genesis track. Though I will say Act 2 for this might be better than the Genesis track, as much as I love it from Genesis. And also feasibly from, okay, there's a remix of it in Sonic Generations, and also in, Sonic Chronicles, The Dark Brotherhood for, the DS. Which I do have, but I don't have a way to stream it, so that'll have to come down the road at some point. Yeah, but you definitely have some nice effects here, like the snow falling, which was not in the Genesis version, so it definitely adds the atmosphere nicely. I think that's all. Yeah, I always get the sense I missed one. Also, you know, I'll show this off. When you're on an edge like that, sometimes the flickies will rotate around you in an oblong way. Oh yeah, before I do that, though, I do have enough rings to go get another Chaos Emerald. Let's go do that. Yeah, you roll through those, snowflake spike things, and you're gonna be fine. But you touch me, get hurt. Oh, not enough? Yeah, okay, I may as well show that. Yeah, if you hit the spike dam over there, I guess, as it is, the snowy spike dam, you die, or get hurt in... Oh, fine, I'll die if I hit it now. But in this case, yeah, you get hurt. Alright, oh, okay. You get hurt or you die. Alright, I just want to get enough rings. Actually, yeah, I can go through here and do that. Ooh. Yeah, it's stuck. There's a life, so it was worth coming through here. Oh, whoa, what was that? I just walked across that and it looked like I went over the top of it. Okay, I never saw that happen before. Oh, in the Genesis version or in this one? Alright, but there we go. Now we got our 50 and we can go for Emerald number 6. Yeah, honestly, I don't remember Sonic 3D Blast itself being a buggy game. I mean, to go into that. Well, chat, you remember any experiences with it being buggy. Alright, but there we go, Knuckles taking me in. Alright, let's do this one. Alright, 70 again, so let's see what we can do. Yeah, in this case, you also have the transparent floor, which does look really nice. It does look like, yeah, you're in the sky and taking care of stuff here. I also do love the echo of the rings. In fact, I'll go into that as well. One thing, and I mentioned this at the beginning of the show, I was saying, hey, you can do this interesting stuff with the Saturn as far as like a multimedia machine with music playing with CDs or the CD+G. I'm realizing, actually, the Saturn has a pretty robust sound, you know, tech behind it. Which is kind of surprising when you really think about it, I guess, because at the time, the focus was really, I guess, on graphics. But really, you kind of looking at this and thinking, oh, I just like the way it sounds. Even like the rings, it has this nice echo, like, bling, bling. I was like, oh, it sounds kind of nice to that, you know? Actually, I guess the only other thing I'll go into, I was mentioning with the CD stuff as well, that, like, using the thing to turn the lyrics off of, like, music CDs, which I thought was actually kind of cool and kind of works. But even the fact that the Sega Saturn is recognizing CDRs. I mean, the original Xbox does not even do that, which is... Or it didn't let me do it for custom soundtrack stuff I do for that system. But, yeah, Saturn, I was able to play it, no problem. It was very nice to see... Oh, crap! Yeah, I'm getting myself hurt. Although I don't necessarily have to... Like Sonic 2, I don't necessarily have to start panicking until it says number of rings to go on screen, which is not done yet. Ooh. I guess... Okay, 4. Okay, yo, whoa! Oh, yeah, I get lucky getting those gates near the end, the ring gates. Alright, so I just got it. Alright, that's 6, and we got one more. Okay, well, actually, wait, no. It looks like it was red in the in-game model, but it looks like it's orange now. Okay. Alright, fine. I guess there is orange in red, sort of, so there you go. Actually, this game is going a lot... Okay, it's sort of going a little faster than I thought. I mean, this is not a long game, admittingly, I'll say that. But it is going a bit faster than I thought it would. I was thinking, like, well, maybe it would be... I guess not as far as I am already, but... Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so... Actually, one thing... Okay, here's a weird thing. I fell down, so I have to go back, but... Here's the weird thing, because when you get hit by the ice machine, you get frozen, but you don't get hurt even if you jump out. In this case, they put that shield back there, but you have to hit this one in order to get this automated event going, rolling down, or sliding down the path here. Alright. Oh, okay, that was lucky. Yeah. Yeah, given the way this game works... Like, doing badnik bouncing like the other Sonic games is not always easy to do, so when it happens, it's kind of a surprise, like, oh, I did that. Although, to go back to that director's cut version of the Genesis edition that I mentioned, from what I understand, apparently they, John Burton enhanced the physics a little bit for that. So in that case, actually, that might make it so it's going to be easier to do that as it is. Also, no, yeah, okay, yeah, there's more of a hop sound effect with those guys, whereas I think on Genesis it was like the ding, 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 like the electricity of Mechasonic from Sonic Knuckles. Yeah, just looking at this and hearing the music is definitely getting me into, I guess, a holiday mood as it is. I guess we're kind of getting towards with, you know, the Thanksgiving holiday in a couple of weeks. Because I guess feasibly that's the, big holiday, and then like, oh yeah, Christmas is there, so there you go. As I mentioned, I have, the plans to celebrate both of those holidays for the show with the, Thanksgiving, genre showcase, and then Christmas nights for Christmas Day. Yes, we are. Okay, when I was reading that, yes, we are, I was also thinking about, Sonic, Heroes, about how Knuckles says, like, we're not going there, are we? And then Sonic says, yes, we are! Well, we are, actually, we are going there in terms of the idea of going in towards Christmas, Thanksgiving, and all those holidays as it is. I guess we just said Halloween, which is, yeah, we did celebrate, so I mean, okay, I didn't mean to do that, but that's fine. The points are not going to really do too much for me. I think you might be able to get, I don't know if you can get a life off them in this game, you might be able to. We're at the end, anyway. I guess feasibly, I've realized that for this show, I've made it so that we've kind of been able to hit a bunch of holidays for certain reasons. Based on the games we're playing. Or sometimes it'll just kind of fit in as it's gone. I definitely like that idea as well, so it's something nice. Yeah, Finn is also looking forward to Christmas, specifically with the Christmas tree over there. And yeah, I can definitely get behind that. Being able to relax, you know, have good time with friends, family, and just enjoy the atmosphere. Speaking of the atmosphere, yeah, let's listen to the music for Act 2. I love this music so much, as you're going to hear. Talk about getting you in the holiday mood. Yeah, this is beautiful. I love this music so much. Oh, it looked like he was going off of the boundary. Okay, that was weird. Yeah, this music is terrific. I love this so much. It really kind of... I mean, it's also one of those cases where sometimes there's been a fascination with, like, gaming. Like, hey, what are some pieces of music that would kind of fit for a holiday? And actually for Sonic, this is actually one of the best ones to fit in for, like, Christmas. This, the Halaska Village from Sonic Unleashed. And, well, okay, maybe with, like, oh yeah, Ice Cap from Sonic Adventure, for sure. The first part of it, specifically. But it definitely was interesting to hear that. Actually, I'll also tell this story. This music is so nice that actually for my office Christmas party, I do DJing of it every so often. I did play this music for it, because, like, hey, it's easy listening, it's something that is lyric-free, so there's not a concern to that. And hey, it does fit for Christmas, but it's also something that you won't always hear. I think people didn't pick up that, oh yeah, it came from a video game, except for maybe a couple people. It's like, oh my god, this is from Sonic 3D Blast Saturn, so, they go, oh right, oh yeah, Tails is here, so, okay, by the way, if anyone got hit by, there was a, spike thing there. Alright, let me give him a ring, just to be safe. Alright. Yeah, okay, I just was looking back as far as chat there. Dollyfin apparently is a big Christmas fan, as it is with, Santa Claus, and I guess, is that the Yule log? Yeah, I think so. Or cake, as it is. Yeah, in that case, I don't know, Dolphin, I'll put this to you. I don't know, have you ever seen Christmas Nights Into Dreams? Because if you haven't, you're in for a treat for that show, I guarantee you that. Because I played the HD version of it last year. Yes, oh, you have. Okay. Yeah, do tell me your experience to that, as far as what that is. Because, okay, my experience, honestly... Oh, okay, that was weird, I just slid in, but then I hit into that, enemy. But yeah, my... Oh, no, oh, I see. Okay, okay, yes, okay. Okay, no, yes, you like... sorry, okay, let me correct the record there. Yes, you're ready for Christmas. You're liking how catchy the music is. It is yes to the Yule log, but no, you have not played, Christmas Nights, or seen Christmas Nights. Seen? Played? Maybe both? Yeah. I mean, I'll go into that briefly. I mean, I sort of did it because I did it last year with the HD version, which actually last year was the first time I played it. I said, it's close enough to Christmas, I want to do a show around it. So I said, let's do the HD of Nights, and then the HD of Christmas Nights was unlockable in it. Correct? Okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure that it's all set. Because I don't want to put words into the audience's mouth if it's different. But yeah, it's an unlockable, or the Christmas Nights section of Christmas Nights is unlockable in that HD version of Nights for the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and PC. And... that, okay, alright, I got myself killed. Alright, yeah, that's the nerve, that's the problem there, is like, if you do that, you don't have rings anymore, and then you die. But, yeah, that was the first time I played it, because you unlock it in that, and it really got me in a great mood. I was actually really quiet. I have the video of me playing that on the YouTube site last year, but I was totally almost stone silent during most of it, saying like, oh my god, this is really getting me in the mood for Christmas. And it was day after Christmas as far as when I played it. So I was like, oh my god, this is great. Oh, by the way, when you die in a level, so I'm kind of glad I showed that off, you go back to the last door you purified. So in that case, you're all set. I was just totally silent for that one, but we played again this year. I'm not going to be, because there's actually stuff that's unique in the Sega Saturn version that's not in that HD version, which also rationalizes us playing it again. That'll be nice. Was it bundled with something? Yes, actually. Okay, it was in the US. In Japan, it was a specific release that was released in stores. I don't know if it was, like, full price or what. In the US, it was released, actually, as, like, a demo disc sampler, because that's kind of what it is, even on its Japanese version, in with magazines. It was, I think, Next Gen Magazine, and I think there were a couple other places that gave a demo of it. Oh, no! That gave a didn't give the demo, or gave that disc specifically. Sega had a deal with them, and that was the only way it was released in the US. So actually, the US version is actually, it's not insanely rare as far as Saturn is concerned, but for something that was bundled in with gaming magazines, you could pay $5 for at a newsstand or something back in the day. It's now about $100 plus. Specifically, the Japanese version is $20, which is why I bought that version. But yeah, they only bundled it that way for the US as like a holiday bonus. So in that case, that's how you got it. So technically, having a complete copy on Saturn for the US is basically just you have it in a sleeve. You didn't actually like do a specific box for it. So in that case, there you go. And it was an interesting case for it. All right, we're in space, by the way, now. Oh, and I gotta turn... Oh, right, I forgot you're doing the Sonic 2 thing, and I gotta turn off the switch thingy. Or the analog switch. Yeah, this is the last one. This is definitely the hardest. Oh. Yeah, I'm missing a lot here. Oh. Oh. Okay, yeah, in that case, that probably wasn't good to do that. Yeah, I'm not getting this. Yeah, I'm getting hit too many times. I don't know if I'm going to make the 80 that I need for the checkpoint. Or, okay, maybe. We'll see. Alright, I just made it. Alright, so that was close. See, that's also what I meant as far as the difficulty curve of these. Because, yeah, it's getting harder now, but I think it honestly in some ways prepares you better for that than even Sonic 2 does. I don't even think Sonic 2 special stages are insanely difficult quite as other people do, only because, I guess, I played the two-player mode of Sonic 2 so much, and you can practice every single one of the special stages in that through the two-player versus perspective. So at that point, it's like, oh, I kind of knew how almost all of them were when I came to them in the actual game. But yeah, this is definitely much more user-friendly, feasibly, or the Genesis version where they're insanely easy. Where actually, in the Genesis version, the ring quotas never change between any of them, and the only thing they do is they just put more spike balls in the ground. And actually, it's often really easy just to have a rings above what the quota is. But alright, first try on the last one, we got it. So with that, we are guaranteed the best ending of the game, and to see the final fight, as it is. There we go. Unlike some of the other Sonic games, though, you do not get Supersonic. But, again, that's something John Burton did in his Director's Cut edition. So yeah, you can get it in that. Although, given the way this game works, it kind of doesn't make much of a difference, or I don't think it would. But we'll get to that whenever I do that Sonic 3D Blast Director's Cut, but that'll be a ways off. Alright, so we got all the Chaos Emeralds, and we're all set. So actually, at this point now, the only reason to go to Tails or Knuckles is actually just to play the special stage and get lives. Which actually, honestly, is also how the Genesis version did it. So that's the same in that way. And it's a good thing we got this now as well, because the next zone we're going to go to is actually the last place you can get Chaos Emeralds at all. Yeah, Tails and Knuckles decided after the next zone, yeah, they don't want any part of the game anymore, and they're going to leave. Oh! Yeah, I almost walked into that again. Whoa! Actually, I also just noticed that this act, which is interesting, is the fact that there's actually a much lighter snow going on. Actually, also, that reminds me, I didn't get to show off or decide to show off the map here. Alright, yeah, you go. We got Frozen in Ice. Ooh. Yeah, running on this frozen lake, though, yeah, you're not going to be getting very far, so basically just keep jumping. Or basically push forward and just keep jumping from there. Oh! Oh yeah, I probably should have mentioned, I guess, what the enemies there are. You have the snowmen there that shoot the snowballs at you, and when you kill them, you have the Flicky encased in ice, but yeah, you just jump on them and pop them out. Alright, we are at the end of the level already, alright. Alright, we'll say goodbye to Diamond Dust and your wonderful music. And your wonderful winter atmosphere. Because after the boss we're fighting, we're going to the other end of the extreme, as you will see. Alright, so let's see what Robotnik has up his sleeve for this zone. Alright, so, for Diamond Dust, Robotnik has the freezing machines there, which won't hurt you again if you get hit by them. Okay, fine, if you hit him, you'll get hurt. But after each hit, he'll drop one of those guys. They explode, and that can hurt you feasibly, too. And they'll also explode quicker if you're closer to them, so be careful. In this case, just pretty much just run around the arena, wait for him to drop down, and hit him. Actually, this is actually probably one of the easier ones. Well, sort of, anyway. In that case, it looked like I kind of went through him as I hit him, or after I hit him. Alright, got him. Yeah, basically, when you get rid of every one of the ice machines, he's done. Yeah, I did get a nice time bonus for doing that. Yeah, it's rare that you're going to get a really good time bonus because the levels usually are long enough that you're going to have to kind of walk around for a bit of time. But the bosses you can feasibly destroy pretty quickly if you know what you're doing. And actually, the next one's going to be an interesting case of that. But yeah, I said we're going from one extreme to another as far as the fact that, hey, we're in this nice, icy, you know, winter wonderland with diamond dust. Yeah, we're going into the Volcano Valley now. And this is a case I'm also going to say I like the Genesis music of it better, but I do like this kind of, you know, bombastic, you know, orchestral music as we're going in the volcano and getting the fog and the mist off there, which is a unique effect for this version. Also, I guess the dead trees in the background, that's something new. Yeah, it looks like the tree... Okay, that tree was basically in a fire, specifically. That one is just on fire. Alright, now, the thing about this level is the heat, and also the lava there, but there is an item that we saw before. That if I can find it, this level is going to be a total joke. Whoa, whoa! Also, if you get hit on the fire, the flickies will fly over it, so you don't have to step on the fire to get them. Alright, I'm going to leave them there, because what I want to do is I want to find that item. Yeah, in this case, I'm just totally throwing caution out. Okay, I guess it's not here. I'm looking for a fire shield. Actually, maybe it's in here. Yeah, it is. Thank God. Perfect. And with the fire shield, the only thing that hurts me are enemies and hazards. So as long as you roll around, yeah, the rest of the level is going to be a total joke. I can hit that, hit the fire there, you walk on the fire there, we're all set. And go back and find the other flickies that are, I guess, just hanging there on... Yeah, let's see. Okay, I'm missing one. I got that one, and now I just gotta find the last one. So I will show what this level looks like. Alright, there we go. We have it encased in stone. I mean, there is an invincibility there, but, I mean, technically I'm already invincible just walking on the lava as it is, so, with the shield, so we're all set. Honestly, this is the level they made the fire shield for. I'm just going to say that right now. Okay, actually, I never saw that lava bubbling. Yeah, see, it's funny. As I mentioned, I've played this version on PC, and I played a bit of this one as it's been, but I don't know if I've actually sat down and finished it since I bought it, so... I'm kind of just paying attention to all these other details with it now because I guess I've experienced with this on the Genesis, so I know the way the level layouts are, which are the same between that version and this one, and the PC one, but I can just notice more things unique about it. Alright, here are these platforms. You have to hit the B button to spin dash on them, and be careful because, yeah, you can just bounce off the wall there, and also when it goes down, if I get crushed by that, that's death, so don't get underneath that. If it comes down slow enough, you can get yourself killed, and that has happened to me multiple times. Yeah, I missed one. Yeah, as I mentioned, that's what happens in this game. You tend to miss just one flick, and you have to find out where's the one you missed. Okay, yeah, right there in the corner. Okay, that wasn't too bad. To be fair, you're not going to be backtracking that badly in this game, honestly. You're always going to be stuck in the one area, usually. So you'll have an idea of where you're going to go, or you need to go to get the last one. You just have to kind of go around to, like, where's an enemy? And then when you find them, then you're going to know that you're set. I mean, I don't care about the special stages anymore because I got everything, but I just want to find another fire shield so I can deal with this level much easier. I mean, it's not that hard even outside of that, but you do have to be a little careful. And there's bust the rocks there to find the warp holes. Alright, perfect. Yeah, there's another one of the medals, but I need 5 flickies to get it. I mean, honestly, as far as the medals, I've been getting the ones I see, and I guess just because I want to show that there's continued perspective and also have a little bit of a backup. That's really the reason I'm picking them up. Also, the other thing is that when you do the spin dash on B, you can rev it up by hitting the A or C button while you're holding B down, but it doesn't necessarily make you go much faster as far as spin dashing or going up that ladder. Oh, I got that one. I like the orange tinge. Yeah, it definitely... And that's the one thing I'll say as far as this, and with it on Genesis as well, is the color, but in this case it's a little more relaxed, very very autumnal. Okay, I just want to pronounce that right. Yeah, it does, even though we're in the fire, as it is. But yeah, the orange is very nice. I do like that in particular. And it does give each level, if nothing else, its own identity in both the Genesis version and also in this one. I think maybe more in this one because I guess it has the stronger horsepower behind it. But that's not to say that the Genesis version looks shabby or anything. Because actually, for Genesis, that game looks incredible. I mean, the fact you're having graphics that are kind of like this, to a certain degree, although without as many details or like particle effects or things like that, is pretty impressive, especially because the Genesis was a pretty old system at the time that this came out. So there's something to be said about that too. Yeah, it's a nice touch though. Yeah, agreed. Whoa! Okay, yeah, I knew there was a case there. It's like, yeah, there's the shield, but yeah, I can walk across this and there is a medal right here. Actually, it didn't sound like I even got the sound for picking it up, which is weird. Yeah, and I think that's also the reason why I said, if I'm going to show off Sonic 3D Blast to start, I want to show this version off. Because A, it's a version that tends not to be shown. B, I wanted to show Saturn off. I've been trying to do that for months. And now we're able to do it, thankfully. And C, because of, like, the little touches it has. And it makes it kind of unique to kind of get that perspective going as well. In my case, kind of just recognize some things about it that maybe, I guess, I kind of took for granted as far as visually speaking. And even the gameplay, because, I mean, yeah, here's the thing. I mean, I'm saying I don't think this is a terrific game specifically, but it is a game that is still fun and interesting for what it's doing, even though it's not necessarily the Sonic game that I would play if it was like, you have to play just, you can only have like one. Would you take this one? I was like, no, I probably wouldn't. I'd probably take Sonic 3 and Knuckles, or Sonic Adventure, or Sonic Mania, or something like that. But still, the things about this game I admire. It looks good too, that's true, and it sounds really nice as well. I think, if nothing else, I think that's been something with the Sonic games that I've kind of wanted to show off, is what, well, along with showing off what they are, is showing off what they're doing as far as their tech, and I guess the idea of how Sega, I guess, was really kind of positioning this franchise for a lot of different perspectives, but also, I guess, for the presentational element, like, hey, why do people know Sonic so well? Because you remember games like this, even games that aren't so hot, just because of maybe the color palette they have, the sounds, especially the music, that's even the constant. A lot of people say, like, hey, they don't like more modern Sonic games, and they don't have a necessarily wrong argument to make there, but the constant in a lot of cases with Sonic is the music. I mean, with the 30th anniversary this year, there was like this Sonic Symphony they did. There was a free case for people, like, hey, this is a free thing we're streaming and put on YouTube, you can see it. And they did all these great remixes of all this great music across this franchise. Even this music, where I don't like this Volcano Valley music as much as the Genesis Volcano Valley music, but it has this great atmospheres to it still, and it sounds great. Alright, there's Tails. Yeah, we'll see you later, my friend. I see the fire now, and it's neat. Yeah, it definitely is very neat, but also the oranges as well, because it kind of looks, in some ways, maybe not completely like fire, or it's varying itself up. We're like, okay, we're in this. This is like a brighter orange, but then this is like orange-red, or red-orange as it is, maybe. Or, I mean, I don't know which one it is, what the difference between red-orange and orange-red is, as far as that, but getting that look to it, so you do kind of remember it, even if you're like, hey, you might have qualms on certain things with it. And in some cases, I'm saying, like, yeah, some of the controls are a little wonky. Not bad, but kind of, they take a bit of an adjustment. But also the way it presents itself, that is very impressive, and I do like that. And it is something that, even 25 years out from this game now, I do remember this. I do have this kind of fond memory to it that way, if nothing else. I mean, it kind of goes to the idea of, like, what is our nostalgia on a game or a franchise, and what can inform that, or make us have it. I think in my case it was also, personally, just the idea of having Sonic going in this different perspective for the time, and just kind of contrasting it with what I knew on Genesis, or the other ones. That is cool, yeah. In a place it's not cool, because it's hot as anything, but I guess that's the idea with Sonic. Sonic kind of emphasizes, or he was like the epitome of what is the perspective of what cool was for the 90s and what it was for gaming. And Sega really wanted to capitalize on that, even though, I guess Sega of America kind of leaned to that more than Japan did, to a certain degree. Alright, so now we're on the boss here, which is actually really easy, and you can beat it really quickly. I'm going to see if I can't do that. But I do want to get some rings. What you want to do is, Robotnik's just going to come down here, stand on the pipe, or try to just jump into him. Or hit the steam there and die. Fair enough. Yeah, this is the risky way to do it. But it's like, well, no, maybe I should have, fine, I got rings, but what happens is as soon as you, after a couple seconds, the camera will shift towards the center. So I just missed the jump again. Now let's jump back over here. There we go. Yeah, no, we'll just wait for him to come down. Because what happens is you have to kind of stand here and jump towards him and avoid the fire snakes. Just keep doing this, and if you don't get hit, you're going to kill him no problem. There you go. That was like 15 seconds. I'm pretty sure any speedrun in this game you watch will do that. But it's not too hard to do. Yeah, 24 seconds. Okay, there you go. That was one of the easiest bosses to kill really quickly. In fact, I think even the opening demo of the Genesis version, at least, shows that being done. Although I think the demo actually gets killed, if I remember correctly. But if it doesn't, I'll put an edit in the YouTube site version of that to see if that was the case. I'll actually probably boot the Genesis game up just to check that. Because the Genesis game has been re-released all over the place. This one, not so much. Right, next zone. And the first zone, we don't have Sonic or Tails and Knuckles with us. This is the Gene Gadget zone. We have much more of a techno sound as far as the music, which I like, sort of, but I mean, I like it how it is on Genesis, particularly because it starts with this great Genesis bass on it, and it's a terrific track. This one isn't quite as good, it's a little more generic, but it still sounds good as far as what it is, though. So in that case, like, oh yeah, there you go, you get some techno stuff in, like, the, Robotnik or roboticized area as it is, or the factories it is. We're going through those pipes and avoiding the turrets, which can hurt you quite a bit. Alright, let me get the mouse there. Actually, oh right, there's another thing also, is that, yeah, these floors will shoot off electricity. In this version of the game, I don't remember if the Genesis version does this. You can walk on this on the blue shield and you won't get hurt. Actually, as you can do, you can just walk across it and the electricity will come back towards you. But yeah, I guess we just stand there. Yeah, you don't get hurt with the blue shield. Honestly, there's more protection from electricity than in Sonic 3D Blast than there is in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Shockingly. And that has a specific electric shield in it. It wasn't until Sonic Mania where they righted that wrong, as it was. Or feasibly some of the hacks of Sonic 3 that probably done some... Alright, yeah, but it still get hurt hitting the enemy there. Yeah, so basically these are more forgiving aspects of the spike areas we saw in Spring Stadium. Also, you get the fans going. I do like that effect where you see on the bottom there. All the fans are spinning when you walk across, but when you stop, yeah, they stop. Alright. Yeah, usually they put those blowfish over the electricity there, so that makes it a little... Okay, yeah, I hit the landmine again. Yeah, that's the thing. I guess in some ways this is kind of, I was wondering what they were. Yeah, I mean, in some cases, it's sometimes kind of hard to tell. Honestly, I didn't necessarily know right away. And also because of the way the graphics are, sometimes it's kind of tough to tell what they are. Especially on the Genesis. Or in this case, yeah, there you go. Because on the Genesis, they're a little more pixelated, understandably because of the system. But in this one's a little more clear. Oh, okay, never mind. I said earlier that the spikes hurt you if you jump on them when they're protruding out. Okay, apparently they don't. Or the fans. Yeah, in this case, yeah, we're definitely at the factory. Alright, I'm missing a flicky. Alright, but in this case, I think I have to go back. Alright, where was it? Where did I miss it? Oh, right there. Oh, by the turret. Yeah, because what happens with the turrets is that if they see you, they just start shooting, and they cannot be destroyed. But also, if you're close enough, yeah, they just will never stop shooting. I mean, yeah, they're not you can't defeat them the way you could defeat the turrets in a game like Portal. Well, in that case, also, you have the turrets talking, saying stuff like, "Target lost. Are you still there?" And then if you knock them down, they'll say, like, "I don't hate you." At some point, we gotta do Portal. That is actually a pretty short game, and a really clever one as far as how that is. So, at some point, we'll do Portal. I'll just have to figure out a good time to do that, and then also how I'll handle the sequel, because I have Portal on the 360, but I have Portal 2 on the PC, so I just figure out how I'm streaming Portal 2, or streaming PC, and then we can do that one as well. That means I just listen to this music now, even though I like the Genesis track more. I mean, I guess it does what any good techno music should do. It almost makes you kind of want to start dancing to a certain extent with like the rhythm, oh, especially like the drum machine perspective as well. Oh, okay, fine. Alright, fine. I guess the top of the spikes of the of that baddie don't hurt you. Okay, so that was weird. So I guess they didn't program in all of that. I mean, I'll be curious then to play John Burton's director's cut then, just to see if maybe he fixed that. Because he said he did a lot of fixes for the game, so I wonder if that's one of them. Alright, there is the last one. Alright, those are like the turrets, except that they won't hurt me, and yeah, he's shooting right over my head, so nothing's gonna happen unless... Yeah, I saw that happening. I was trying not to do that. I was like, I'll be able to spin dash out of the way and avoid that, but no, unfortunately not. Reminds me of Lego, and fitting because... you know what? I don't know if this is the case. This would be an interesting idea if maybe this was inspiration. Traveler's Tales, the team that made this game. They wanted to make basically all the Lego games, all the ones that they then based on licenses, because they made Lego Star Wars in 2005. It took off massively. And from that, you got Lego games based on pretty much everything. Stuff like Batman, Indiana Jones, Pirates of the Caribbean, Rock Band. There's a Lego Rock Band game that they made, which is great, by the way. They made... I'm trying to think of the ones. Lego Lord of the Rings, Lego Harry Potter. They're doing another one for Lego Star Wars based on all 9 of the movies. Yeah, they did, well, they did the one on the Lego Ninjago movie, which I have. But yeah, I mean, that might... thank you for bringing that up. Interesting. Yeah, it is interesting, but it's interesting also because of you thinking that, because, yeah, I never really thought that, you know, maybe the signs were there the whole time when it comes to Traveler's Tales, when you think about it, because one of the earlier games they made, even before this, was Toy Story, the Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis game based on that movie. And so that was also another case about toys, so I was like, wait a second, maybe there was that perspective that they wanted to do this all along, and now... yeah, they're the company you go to get your licensed game with Lego taken care of. In fact, actually, one of them is going to be made free in a couple of days on the Xbox consoles. Lego Batman 2, I believe it is. So in that case, yeah, I'm going to take advantage of that. Although in that... oh, yeah, okay, I can take advantage of that because I have an Xbox Live Gold subscription. And because it's an Xbox 360 game it's doing it for, you get to keep it forever. But yeah, great insight as far as that. At some point, I think we should do a Lego game, although with the licensed stuff for that, that's going to make me wonder which one I can get away with. I I mean, I have the Lego Ninjago movie, which is based on a movie I despise, but there's not really much licensed stuff to that. We could do that, although at some point I think I want to wait till I get an Xbox Series X for that one, because that has some pretty significant frame rate problems on the Xbox One, which is where I have it. So the Series X would probably fix it. So it'd make it run really nice. Or I could actually go to the earlier Lego games that Traveler's Tales didn't make. Particularly, I'm thinking something like Lego Racers on Nintendo 64, which I hear is really good. In particular, because you basically build your own cars. Hey, fitting, I guess, to go into that tangent to this with a game made by the people. And also because, like, yeah, you're right, it does have this kind of look to it to a certain degree if, you know, like, they're like Lego turrets wanting to kill me. And then you get this techno vibe going along with the soundtrack as well. Alright. Yeah, I did go down here because actually that's an area there, and I'll show this off briefly. You either have to come down here the way I did, or you have to take another direction in order to find that other enemy there. I didn't realize they made so many Lego games. Yeah, I knew they made a lot, but honestly, I've not played as many of them as I thought I would have. I mean, they're still making them, even to this day. I mean, I mentioned the Lego Star Wars Complete Saga thing they're doing. Oh, no, the Skywalker Saga, I should say. The Complete Saga was another one. Because there was Lego Star Wars 2, the original trilogy, Lego Star Wars, the Complete Saga, and then this Skywalker Saga that's coming out. But yeah, I mean, I think... Because here's the thing I'll say about the Lego games is that in some cases I have issues with maybe some of their design elements. I also could say that with this game even too, but there's something about how it adheres to its license that is very appealing. Even in the case of, like, some of them, you have, like, they won't necessarily have the voice performers from the movies doing them, but they have, like, these, like, little grunts of things. Like, the Indiana Jones game is pretty hilarious. We have, like, the Lego Indiana Jones guy, like, doing, like, the or to, like, these famous scenes from all of those movies. But then, actually, at that point, later on, they then added the voice performers for some other ones. So actually take the voices from the movies and, like, put them to the Lego characters. In fact, they did that with, the Lego Lord of the Rings game, where you have, like, the Lego Gandalf, and you have, Ian McKellen's voice from the movie in it. So, in that case, you're right. I think it gets to go the idea of, like, why and how many there were as far as Lego games. I think it's the idea of Lego being a popular thing in and of itself, but then those games, especially with Traveler's Tales, the ones they made, really, they hit onto something with people. Even the ones that weren't necessarily based on licenses that they made, because they made one called, Lego City Undercover, which is like a takeoff on Grand Theft Auto, actually. That was on Wii U initially, and they ported it to other systems. Yes, kids like Lego. That's true, but at the same time, I think a lot of adults like it, or a lot of adults like the idea of, hey, here's a Lego game that's based on a license that I know, and I can feasibly play this with my children, or just, hey, be adults and play a game like that. So in that case, it kind of plays that, even with things I could say with some aspects of the design, because with some of those Lego games, my issues tends to be the fact that even if I've seen those movies and know them by heart, sometimes, like, the lack of direction of getting a sense of where you need to go can be a problem. But then they kind of enhance that for other stuff, or for the later releases. And so in that case, it made it a bit better. But even with that, I still admire the hell out of all those games, just because of the idea of, it kind of gives you that sense of, yeah, they do like that perspective, they play to all of those audiences. But also something that, in a lot of ways, even with some of the things that I mean, because sometimes I kind of get annoyed, like, yeah, I wish Traveler's Tales would change up some of the layout of some of these. In some ways, I couldn't necessarily be that angry at it, because I realized, well, I could get a sense that with Traveler's Tales with that, it was a labor of love what they were doing, and I think I keep missing that jump. Yeah, there's another, robot I'm missing. So I think in that case, I mean, it does play to that well. Well, that's not to say that there weren't even Lego games before Traveler's Tales did their stuff that weren't impressive. I mentioned the Lego Racer game where you build your own cars. I mean, I think that's the idea. It's that connection of Lego and building and saying, like, hey, what can we do with that in a video game? Actually, even technically there's a Sonic game, sort of, with Lego. And why is that platform fading in and out? Alright, sliding, so that's what's going on. Yeah, because there's Lego Dimensions. I don't remember if Traveler's Tales made it. They might have. It was one of those Toys to Life games like Skylanders, which is the spin-off of Spyro the Dragon, or Disney Universe, that were big in the 2010s specifically. And they basically took the idea of like, hey, a video game, and then you have like a figure, and you put that onto like a portal or to activate things, and they come alive in the game, kind of like Amiibos do for Nintendo, honestly. And that kind of died out a little bit with those, but with that Lego Dimensions game, they had a lot of packages you could do, like get like extensions for them to have for like famous characters, stuff like Sonic, stuff like the Powerpuff Girls, stuff like Back to the Future. And I don't have any of them, but man, they're really cool. Even the Sonic stuff. I saw the Sonic thing. They basically were like doing takes off on the cutscenes from Sonic Adventure through that Lego Dimensions Sonic pack. So in that way, it kind of was a great concept to kind of mix the two things. And even though it kind of, I guess, fell in on itself, it's still something that is something to hold on. Or actually, you know, I'll go back to a stream we did a couple months ago. We did the Midway Kid Treasures. I'd like to see the Back to the Future. Yeah, I'd like to see that too. I don't know. I'll have to figure what Back to the Future games I could show specifically, and I don't know if licensing would come to that. But yeah, it is a great thing to be able to see like the Lego versions of like Marty McFly and Doc Brown. And they actually do have, I think they did actually put in the voice performance or took the clips from the movies of like, you know, Christopher Lloyd and Michael J. Fox to that. So it's like, oh, this great perspective to it. Oh my god, okay, you're really excited for that idea. And that's a great thing for that, honestly. So great. Yeah, because I think, if nothing else, and that goes, I think, to why people like the Lego games that have the licensed stuff to them. I mean, I guess just the Lego stuff in general. Because it kind of taps into something really primal, I guess, with audiences of, hey, this is cool. Hey, they're putting a lot of thought into this and a lot of passion. Enough that, you know, the people who made the game, you get the sense they're having just as much fun making it as the people who are going to buy and play it. And that way it's kind of great to that as far as what it does. And I mean, I think also, because there's this other perspective, and I guess this is the other thing about the Lego games and why I respect them as much as I do, even with the problems I might have in some cases, is that it kind of dispels the notion in a lot of ways with the thought that when there's a game based on a famous license, that it's just going to be, it's going to be the license there for people to buy it, but then the game is not going to be fun. And we've talked about that before, and honestly with Back to the Future, there's Back to the Future games that are horrible. Like on the not on the Super Nintendo. There's one on Super Famicom from Japan that's actually supposed to be really good. Like the one on the Sega Genesis, the one on the NES, or the two on the NES are awful. But yeah. So I mean, but like those Lego games, even stuff like Lego Dimensions, where it's like an offshoot, it kind of plays against that idea of like, oh no, it's not going to give you that feeling of excitement of loving that series by playing it or not being a fun game. And Eric Stoltz was the first Marty McFly. Yeah, and then they recast him for the movie. Yeah, I remember that. And I'm trying to remember, because there's a Telltale game based on Back to the Future. I don't, Michael J. Fox isn't in it, or wasn't in it when they did it. It was an episodic case. I think he did handpick who was going to voice Marty for that. I don't remember if Eric Stoltz was connected with it. I think he might have had a reference in that game, if I remember correctly, but it's been so long since I played it, I don't remember. They were filming the movie and realized he wasn't the best choice. I remember that. As far as that, I mean, in some ways you kind of think that, you know, you feel sad maybe for Eric Stoltz in the case of that one, but then also it's like, well, then you see Michael J. Fox for that, and sometimes it's one of those things that you just kind of recognize it, and it just kind of clicks to that. And sometimes you don't know. I mean, I'm trying to remember a case like this where it's like, hey, they announced... Actually, no, I'll get an example of this. The James Bond films. Because Daniel Craig did his last one with No Time to Die recently. Which is really good, by the way. If you haven't seen that. In that case, when Daniel Craig was going to be Bond first, people were saying, like, ooh, we don't know if he's untested. We're not sure if he's going to be fitting Bond well. But then they saw the movie and they realized, no, he's a perfect fit. So sometimes it's hard to tell until you know, although in the case of Michael J. Fox, it's like, well, as soon as people saw... I mean, in my case, I remember seeing that movie. You see that opening when he's at Doc's old house, and he says, "The clocks are fast." He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna be late for class," and then they play "The Power of Love" by Huey Lewis and the News for that, and they're like, "Okay, right there, you see it." Yeah, someone wanted him first. Okay, yeah, I get... Okay. Yeah, I mean, I know some of the history as far as that, but not completely. Alright, we're at the boss, by the way, of Gene Gadget, which is a hard one, because there's spikes there, and this conveyor belt's gonna start moving. And there's gonna be spike platforms coming out. You gotta wait till he comes down and avoid the missiles he shoots. This gave me hell when I was a kid, but nowadays I can handle it. Yeah, but I'll go... Just to go back to one thing I was also mentioning on the LEGO Dimensions thing. When we did, Midway Treasures this past year, back in May, we played Clax off that collection. We played everything off that collection. But we played Clax first, and I think I mentioned, oh, there's some collections of it. I didn't realize LEGO Dimensions had a Midway pack that has Clax in it, amongst other Midway games. Technically, the LEGO Dimensions game had, like, these famous franchises connected with it, with, like, the toys they released. But then they released, like, mini Midway arcade machine toys that gave you old Midway arcade games in it. So that was a unique case, and I think I just wanted to mention that, because I think I might have put an edit in the YouTube video version of that to emphasize it. But now I have a good reason to bring it up. We're talking LEGO and how it connects with Traveler's Tales, the team that made this game. And yeah, I mean, at the time it was interesting to see, like, yeah, how they handle in Sonic, and Sweet first mentioned this earlier, mentioning Sonic R, which they also made. At some point we'll have to play Sonic R for sure. It's like this kind of on-foot racing game with Sonic, which makes sense for Sonic. Oh, shit. Oh. Alright, yeah, the pressure's on. This is how I used to play as a kid, like, not having rings and being nervous of dying. Alright, oh, there you go, that was the last hit. But don't run into those other things, they can kill you. Is Dr. Robotnik in the bubble? Yeah, yeah, he's in his Egomatic, but yeah, it's cracking. That's the cockpit that's going, so every time I hit, it's cracking a bit. So yeah, he is there that way. Although, technically, he's in the bubble in terms of other things around the levels. And just speaking of which, we are at the... Well, if you didn't get all the Chaos Emeralds, this would be the last zone. There's one other one after this, but, this is the main area that we're gonna go, and this is actually also the last level we're gonna be saving Flickies in, interestingly enough. Alright, this is the Panic Puppet Zone. I like the music in the Genesis version a lot, though. We heard the remix of that when we did Sonic Adventure, and we did the Twinkle Park go-kart racing. But yeah, this is Robotnik's factory operation, or factory of operations. It's actually pretty much a reskin of Gene Gadget, in a lot of ways. Because now the fans are rusted, you still have the turrets, and the conveyor belts and all that, but the main difference is that the Flickies are not inside of Badniks. They're Badniks here, but killing them doesn't give you anything. So what you have to do is you have to find those stasis tubes and bust them, and then out come the Flickies. We only have 5 yet to save here, as opposed to going through multiple areas. But the way they handle that is you have to use the switch over there to switch the conveyor belt. Yeah, that's going in the opposite direction. We're going to jump on it this way, flip to the side, and go down. Alright. Yeah, we are getting a little more of the mechanical element going on. Yeah, I keep running into the landmines. But in this case, they're right there. It's like, yeah, I should be paying more attention. But, yeah, I mean, with Sonic, I guess you want to go fast, but this game sometimes says you, like, no, don't go fast. Wow. Yeah, it definitely is a wow case with so many of them exploding like that. And the game holding frame rate pretty consistently, so I'll say that, too. Also, I'm trying to get up here, because, yeah, you want to... You could feasibly sort of roll up that. Well, from here you can. You have to hit that platform and then roll up that way. Alright, yeah, there's one of the stasis tubes. Yeah, bust that. And get the other Flicky. Alright, perfect. In this case, we just... Oh, yeah, again, the turrets. Those tend to be your worst enemy, or... Yeah, your worst enemy here. I keep wanting to say best friends. Like, no, they're not my best friend. I hate those things. They're killing me. Oh, that was close enough. Okay, fine. It was close not getting hit before, but getting hit now. Actually, okay, I was going to try and show if I got hit that if I had the fans on and the Flickies were walking over that, if they're free, they'll float in the air as well. But, yeah, that's fine. Alright, so I have 2 more to get here. Yeah, the tubes tend to be in corners, so that's really where you want to look if you're ever wondering, like, oh, how do I do this? Alright. That takes you back to the beginning if you forget the flicky over there. I think I have only one more to get. Okay, no, I do have one more to get, but I think I know where it is. At least I think. I mean, this act is not that big. It's just you have to kind of go around and make sure you don't miss an area. Oh yeah, I have to time that specifically. But I think feasibly the other thing you do is you can also take the fan up, hold it, and then kind of jump off a little bit. Oh, yeah, but sometimes you just slide off because, yeah, there are physics to this as well. But if you keep walking the hill, you'll go down a little slower. Now, for some reason, the moving of the blocks has the sound of the ghosts from Sonic and Knuckles. The of, like, the ghosts from Sandopolis, which is, the Genesis version does that, too. I'm kind of surprised they kept it that way for this version, because they changed a lot of the other sound effects, but, yeah, I don't mind. It's just more of a curiosity's sake. It's like, yeah, I guess the platforms are haunted. Alright, there we go. Okay, now I think it's, to the right. Okay, no, I went that way. It's up to the left. Alright, it's right up here. Yeah, I want to try and at least get on flat surface because I can't do spin dash from a not flat surface. Okay, in that case, it looked like I went through the platform or walked right through it. You know what, I'm gonna wait till I get myself stable this way and then just go over. Which, honestly, you can do that easier on the Genesis version than you can in this one, it seems. Okay, yeah, I went right through that. You saw that. What happened there? Okay, now I didn't. But in this case, you can also just kind of jump up. But no, I don't want to slide down again. Yeah, maybe there are... Oh, alright, yeah, it happened again. Okay, so these are ghost blocks. I'm just gonna say that right now. They're just only happening going there where they feel like it. Oh, ooh! Okay, there we go. Got it. Finally. Oh, no! No! Yeah, I'll have to check the Genesis version, because I don't ever remember going through those platforms or climbing up. Alright, so we're good. Alright, I don't want to go back that way, because that takes us towards... That takes us back to the beginning. Alright, oh no, I don't want to go to that one. Actually, no, I do want to go to this one. Okay, perfect. Yeah, but I want to stay away from that mine. Okay, close enough to it so I can get the Invincibility. Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, this area is tough only because, I guess, there's so many things around and you can't destroy most of them. But honestly, the flickies are not really the concern, honestly. And this is tough if you don't have continues or a bunch of lives. And I remember actually playing this growing up. I did get game over at, actually, the boss we fought just a minute ago. Or a couple minutes ago, as it is. Also, if you miss one of the flickies, you have to go back and flip that, and the conveyor belt we just came off of reverses. Alright, we're done. And these are the last of the flickies, so yeah, let's save them. Boom. Okay, so our friends are safe. We gotta take care of Robotnik. Okay, so next, great, thank you. It definitely is great to see that as well, or, okay, so, yeah, back to Panda Puppet we go for Act 2. This is the only act in the game of the bosses where you don't have to collect flickies at all. And I believe, actually, there is a ROM hack of the Genesis version that actually takes the flickies out. So it kind of plays like a traditional Sonic game, I guess, with the same controls as it is. I guess if you don't like the idea of going around collecting flickies as it is. I mean, it's definitely an interesting change of pace, I guess, this way, anyway. Yeah, in this case, you just have to go to the end. You don't have to search for any flickies, we just have to stay alive and not get killed by anything. Okay, yeah, that was lucky. Oh. Yeah, let's get the speed shoes. Oh! In this case, now I'm going out of control. Yeah, that's what you want to do with Sonic. Just keep going fast. Yeah, or... Jump! Whoa. Alright, that was close. Yeah, this is tough because now I'm not being careful. Now I'm dying. Actually, I'm trying to remember if you die on this level, what happens as far as checkpoint. I don't think there technically aren't any, because the checkpoints are the interdimensional rings on the other levels. So I think in this case, you just go back to the start. Though this level is not that long, so it's not that much of a trouble. And I have 2 continues, and I have... what do I have? I have 2 continues, and I have all those lives. Also, I forgot I didn't show the the metal screen. Actually, I didn't show it for Gene Gadget, so maybe what I'm gonna do is when we beat this, I might put the stage select code in just to show it because I want to at least give it a complete look. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter for it. It was like, hey, I want to show it anyway. All right, so let's try the Panic Puppet again. Which actually also reminds me that all of the zone names in this game are alliterative. We had Green Grove, we had Rusty Ruin, we had Spring Stadium, we had Diamond Dust, we had Volcano Valley, Gene Gadget, and Panic Puppet now. Yeah, I'll just wait until he goes away so I can get a ring somewhere. Okay, got one. Perfect. Alright, yeah, we were going inside of Robotnik, or inside of a robot of him. One thing I will say, though, also, is that this is like Gene Gadget. Oh, wait, what was that? Okay, what that's supposed to be, if you're wondering what that flap was, you're supposed to have those flaps that will open as you go over them. I think that's a glitch. I don't think that was supposed to show there. Hang on. I want to go back and see that then. Because there's an area coming up later where you can walk over those and they'll drop you down. You know what? I want to see that then. Oh yeah, we have to deal with these things again. Which is actually probably one of the hardest areas of this level. But thankfully I'm not falling through the platforms like I was on Act 1. Yeah, I think if I go up there, I'm going to die. Ooh! Unfortunately, I got killed. You know, in that case, I'm kind of glad because I gotta see what that was with that, I guess that chute that came through, because it looked like that was a glitch. I don't think it's supposed to show up that early. But yeah, one thing I was going to say also is the music is, this is also like techno the way that Gene Gadget was. I will say I do like the Genesis music better, but this also sounds good, although the Genesis version has a terrific piece of music here that really kind of gets you ready for the final, well, what would be the final fight if you didn't have all the Chaos Emeralds. But yeah, it is a nice track. Alright, there's a shield. I could at least use that. Actually, wait, did I go? Hold on, where'd I go? Oh, this is the beginning. Okay, so I went backwards, I think. Actually, I didn't remember that path was over there. Actually, wait a minute, hold on. I was going to see something. Oh, it protects me from this as well. Actually, I don't know if I actually checked that it protects me from the electricity. Alright, so I'm in good shape as long as I don't hit enemies. Okay, well, yeah, but it doesn't protect me from the turrets. Okay, maybe that is intended. Okay. I'll have to look at that. Also, I think you can get crushed by that block I was standing on, so yeah, something to be careful of. Alright, so I'm not gonna die this time because I at least have rings. Oh, in this case, I have to set the I have to set those off. Alright, so yeah, this is what I was talking about. You have these. If you land on these or walk on these, you know, I'll show this off. Or... do they? Or, okay, fine, they block you. I thought if you walked on them, they collapsed and you just went down below level. Okay, apparently not. This is the end of the level anyway, so let's just run. And right in Robotnik's nose. Okay, so now we got the final boss, or the final boss of this zone. If you didn't have all the Chaos Emeralds, you beat this boss, you get the bad ending, which, by the way, if that happens, you rescue the Flickies, but Robotnik gets away, he has the emerald, and then basically does the same thing over again after you leave, or after Sonic leaves. Because the idea is I'm on Flicky Island as it is, to help my friends, but, yeah, Robotnik took it over. But yeah, by my doing, I was like, yeah, I didn't actually save the island. But we're saving it this time. Alright, here's the boss here. Here's how this works. There are a couple phases of this. You follow the shadow here and wait till it hits down like that. Hit the arm on the back there where the blinking light is. Do that about 3 or 4 times for each of them to go to the next section. And you know you're all set when... Well, I'll show in a second. Yeah, it's on the ground and in Smoking Crater. Okay, also apparently it throws out orbs like that. I didn't remember that happened. Oh yeah, yeah. If you are hit underneath, they get hurt. So don't do that. Come on. Although you can kind of get a sense of what that is with that noise. Oh, we got it. Okay, so next he has lasers. Well, not lasers. Well, they have lasers that shoot out fire snakes. The way to do this is just kind of go left to right. As soon as he hits that one, just go to the other side and get ready to hit the light when he shoots. As long as you avoid the fire, you should be good. You're gonna do this 4 times with each arm. Sometimes you gotta hit that arm very specifically. Alright, so that's that one down, and one more. Okay, now, here is... I think this is the last one. He shoots these energy orbs out. Do the same thing with the hands, but you don't want to move. You just want to stay where you are and jump to avoid those orbs. Just kind of pretty much jump into them that way. Just wait. That's how I tend to do this. Just not go left and right like the fire snakes. But just sit here, take the one out, and then go get the other one. If you stay in the corner and jump every so often, you should be alright, as long as you have rings. Oh no! So that one's down. Also, you hit him quicker as he's shooting those out, he won't shoot as many of the ball, of the orbs out, I should say. I got him. There you go, that is, that boss, but since we got all the Chaos Emeralds, we have one more, battle to take care of. Alright, here we go. So this is the final fight. Yeah, this is like a factory area, and we're on these kind of glowing, you know, panels. Yeah, these are the only rings you're gonna get, so don't take all of them right away. You have to go through each of the phases here twice. Yeah, he shoots the finger lasers out like that, and then goes to the next area. You just follow him on. Now he has the fire snake there, it'll keep going upwards and downwards. Basically, wait till he comes towards you and then hit him. Alright, now the next one is he'll drop the hands down here. Yeah, just listen for that woot. Although you don't want to be under that, you don't want to wait as long as you would on Sonic 3 for that sound effect. He'll drop it a little early, and also he has another trick, which is after you do that 3 times, he'll move to the other sides and he'll go across each way, but it's just stand to the right and jump over here. When he comes down, just hit him. This is actually probably one of the easier ones, honestly. He's just gonna shoot the missiles out. Just run. You're at a circle, he won't ever hit you. Now the last one. But we have to do all these things twice. Again, he has the thing with the orbs again. You stand here and jump. But also be ready when he comes out after doing that 4 times to hit him. With that, we're back to the center. At this point, you take all the rings, because at that point, you have to just go through another pass. Not too hard when you get the pattern down, but it is actually pretty tough to get it down. I died a lot here, actually, when I was growing up. Alright, also, one other thing I guess to mention is the unlike the Genesis version, the background was all black on the Genesis version, but here you have the nice factory look. Definitely a little more going on to it as well. Alright, so we almost have them. Alright, yeah, that's the other thing, that even though he'll put the arms down, he'll put down the one that's closest to you. I was just getting overzealous. But yeah, I probably should be a little more careful. If I run out of rings, I have no more rings to get. I think the missiles, by the way, come down to where you are at your current position. Yeah, they do. Alright, one more hit and we got him. Before I do hit him, though, I want to see something. Oh, yeah, if you press start, yeah, you have him just holding his, thing up. Alright, got him, and we're done. You know, now I'm just gonna stand behind him. Alright, so we got Robotnik, and we got the best ending. We got through the final boss. With that, we get another FMV cutscene. Hooray! We're going back to the Sonic Adventure thing. Hooray! For Sonic with the Tails races. But alright, by doing that, the Flickies are helping me get out of here as it is. Well played, well thank you. I guess the Flickies agree because they're helping us out of the interdimensional ring. And because we got the good ending, the Flickies could still use that interdimensional ring, but Robotnik's not going to give them trouble. Actually, I believe some of the Flickies from this were the ones we saw when we were playing Sonic Adventure with, like, Amy's story. I think the 3 of the Flickies here are the ones that are roboticized in from that game. Alright, so there we go with Sonic 3D Blast for Saturn. We have one other thing. Alright, fine. John Burton is involved still. There he is as far as the design implementation. But also we're getting that's a little different than the Genesis version is we get a fully vocalized piece of music to this. It's this is You're My Hero from Debbie Morris, or performed by Debbie Morris, whose background, honestly, I didn't find much for her. I mean, she vocalized this song, and then she had like a special thanks in the credits for a couple of Sega Saturn games, Sega Worldwide Soccer 97, Sega Touring Car Championship, and then also the PC version of Daytona USA, but outside of that, not much. But yeah, she does a good job of, singing the theme song for this. And it goes to that perspective of Sonic at this time of, hey, here's... I think this is... Okay, no, Sonic CD was. I was going to say the first game that had a vocalized song specific for Sonic, but this continued that perspective going as far as that. Interesting enough, you get the bad ending, you still hear the song anyway. It would have been interesting if, like, they pitched it differently to make it sound like, oh yeah, you screwed up, but yeah, no, we didn't. And so that is Sonic 3D Blast for the Sega Saturn. It has its quirks. It's got some interesting things going on about it, though. It is the more expensive version of this game if you're going to be playing this. If you just want to play Sonic 3D Blast in general, the Genesis version is a lot easier to find, and it's been collected a bunch of places. It is an acquired taste as far as a Sonic game. I'll definitely say that. It's definitely a unique one, though, and it definitely has a unique place as far as Sonic is concerned. So in that case, I do have affection for it. In still cases. I mean, in that way, I guess that this goes to what we've said all year, which is we're kind of running the gamut of Sonic as far as quality. We have, like, the great stuff, we have not so great stuff, like Shadow the Hedgehog, and then we got stuff that's kind of somewhere in the middle, like this one. But I still like this game, it is a fun one. Thank you for a fun time. Well, you're welcome. And, I'm trying to think, I guess, what else I should be showing off of this, because we're basically done with the game. The only thing I think I might show is I might just show the, you know what, I won't do that. I'll put a picture in the YouTube site of what the, pause screen thing, the map look for, Gene Gadget is. Just as like, hey, let's be complete. Alright, here we go. We're also going into special thanks to the Sega Genesis version, so I'm glad they put this in the credits here. Yeah, because it was Jun Seno, Tatsuyuki... No, I'll have to read it off, sorry, I didn't read it off fast enough. They did the music for the Genesis version, whereas in this case it was Richard Schock, as it is. Yeah, for Saturn, it is an interesting one, and as a debut of Sonic for the system, it's alright. I mean, then again, I think people wanted Sonic X-Treme, and I don't blame them necessarily. But, hey, you got your Sonic, and it's not a bad game, and it has some unique visual and audio touches that make it definitely stand out. And a little bit of an anticlimactic thing with the end. Actually, okay, it does say this. If you get the bad ending, it says try again here. Like some of the other Sonic games. And I definitely do like the music, as I mentioned, so there's that as well. Alright, I think with that... Let me see. What else does it have to load? Okay, now it's going to load probably just the beginning of the game as it is. Alright, so yeah, that was a little bit of a shorter one. Comparatively. The next time we do Sonic... which is going to be next month, is going to be a bit longer than that. Not super long, but long enough. And that is going to be for that's going to be the second month of December, Sonic Heroes. We've been playing for the last entry of Super Sonic Game Saturday. I'm looking forward to doing it because I'm looking forward to, I guess, all the shows that we do, and then also just the idea of, this has been quite a run this year. I'm going to just say this right now. This is going to be really my piece, honestly, before we close the show down for the night. That this is the first full year of the program I've realized that, as we come towards this, and this idea of like, hey, let me just do some stuff for Sonic and celebrate this anniversary of it. And it's turned into this really great thing and this really kind of relaxing perspective. And I do like that as well. Good night, have a good weekend, and congratulations. Well, thank you as far as all that, Dolly Finn. Thank you, everyone in the chat, for watching Super Old Game Saturday and for coming to Super Sonic Game Saturday on a Friday. But yeah, just to give you an idea of what the show's going to look like, because I had to kind of change the schedule to Friday a little bit at last minute this week. But I'll get to see Diamond Dust again, so we're getting that nice atmosphere for Christmas. All right, or as we get there. But all right, just to go into the next couple weeks of the show, the next 2 weeks for the show will be on a Saturday. I can guarantee you that. There is not going to be anything that is going to be getting in the way of that or changing the schedule at all. I'm going to make that promise to you right now. Or if you're a wrestling fan, it'll say, I guarantee it. But anyway, so next week on the show, for Saturday night at 7 p.m., so we're going to live up to the show's namesake again, we're going to be continuing on with Kingdom Hearts for Part 3. I'm going to do some test play work on that this week, just to get a sense of where we're going to end up for the 5 hours. So yeah, next week is going to be a longer play than the Sonic 3D Blast perspective, but hey, that's sometimes what happens with the length of games. So that's going to be next week's program. It's nice. Well, thank you. And thank you for making this show very nice. And every Super Old Game Saturday, or Friday as it is now, into a nice case. So next week is part 3 of Kingdom Hearts. The week after that is 2 days after Thanksgiving. We mentioned holidays for this. Is going to be the second annual Super Old Game Saturday genre showcase, looking at fighting games, going through about 20 or so of those on the Xbox 360, or running through the Xbox 360. He's going to cover a large variety of stuff that's appeared on other systems as well. And yeah, that was a fun show I did with the Shooter Showcase for Flight Stuff last year. So I'm looking forward to doing the next entry of that for this year. And it's going to be an annual custom we do that. So look forward to that in 2 weeks. And then the week after that is going to be another Sega perspective. Actually, December is going to be mostly Sega, honestly. In fact, you know what? At this point, I may as well just go through the rest of the schedule for the rest of the year. May as well. It's not going to be too many more. 3 weeks from now, or tomorrow, is going to be Rystar for the Sega Genesis, which was developed by Sonic Team. So we'll get that perspective of that. And that's a game I've been wanting to show off and tell the world about for quite a bit of time. Sega Party, yeah. 3 weeks of December is going to be Sega. I'm going to tell you that right now. And that's going to be the first one. Though we're going to be running that with the Nintendo system. We're going to be running that on the Nintendo Switch Online Plus Expansion Pack, which you probably heard things from me and other people about how off that is to some degree, but not the Genesis stuff. The Genesis stuff is amazing as far as how they promoted that, or how they emulated it. It's great. So we're going to be playing Rystar from the Sega Genesis on that. And the week after that is going to be the next Super Old Games, or Super Sonic Game Saturday entry, the last one for this year, which is going to be Sonic Heroes for the Xbox. And then the week after that is part 4 of Kingdom Hearts. And Christmas Day. Yeah, I'm going to have a show on Christmas night for this. We're going to be pulling the Sega Saturn out once more. We're going to be playing Christmas Nights into Dreams. I actually have some stuff I'm going to have to do over the next couple months to unlock everything, because there's a lot of unlockables in that are unique to that Saturn version, and I want to show every single one of those things off. So yeah, and that is going to be the show for the rest of, or the show's scheduling for the rest of the year, and into, yeah, then we get into 2022. We got a lot of good stuff on tap. We got the RPGs that continue. We have the Zelda stuff. I guess, I don't know, I guess as far as the name, I guess it's going to be what? Super Zelda Game Saturday, where for that entire year, this is going to be the next initiative. May as well go into that, so it's coming to the end of Sonic stuff. We're going to be playing through both of the Zelda games from the Nintendo 64. We're going to start with The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Zelda rocks. Okay, Dollyfin, you're looking forward to Zelda stuff for sure. In fact, okay, here we go. Glad I'm talking still, because here's them showing how this boss works. Because I think they jump on here. They show you exactly how to beat this boss, I think. Or, no, maybe I'm thinking of something else. Oh, no, they do. No, you're good. There you go. So they're showing exactly how beating the boss quickly works. So yeah, I was right. But yeah, the Zelda stuff, I guess it's going to be Super Zelda Game Saturday as it is, where we're going to be playing through The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time and The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask for the Nintendo 64. That's going to take us all year. So the first 6 months of 2022, we're going to be playing Ocarina of Time. The next 6 months is going to be Majora's Mask, and I'm going to have guest appearances on both of those. For The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, Protorova, who is often in the chat and has recommended games on the show before, he'll be in with me to play that game. And for Majora's Mask, the Crochet Nerd, who I work with, he'll be coming in. And in that case, we're going to do something interesting. I'm talking to him about this. I think we're going to alternate off as far as nights we play. So feasibly for like 1 month, I might play part of the game, or most of the game for that month, and then he'll play the other one. And both of these cases, we're going to be running them off the Nintendo 64 cartridges specifically because of, I have the gold card for Ocarina of Time, and it has unique stuff to it. And in Majora's Mask's case, I don't know if the Switch Online version is going to be out, and if it is, given the emulation problems that it has, there's no way in hell I want to touch that to show that off to all of you. I have it on N64 anyway, so may as well go the full direction that way. I mean, if it was well emulated the way Rystar is, that would be one thing, but since it's not, no, we're not doing that. But yeah, that's where the show is going over the next month, month and a half, and into next year, and I am looking forward to every single one of these shows. That'll be right here at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on a Saturday or on a Friday when it has to be on a Friday. But regardless of when that is, I want to thank you very much once again for tuning in to Super Old Game Saturday and for supporting the show. Me too. Well, thank you. I'm glad for that. And thank you very much for adding so much to the show, making it this unique thing, making it, as I've mentioned, that anytime I come to a game, even though I know this game as I'm playing specifically, I never know what I'm going to get out of this chat. I never know where things are going to go. It makes it unique for me, and I hope that I'm giving you a show that is of interest and that you feel like you're really active in, because that's what I want to do. Thank you. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that, Jellyfin. I mention that every week, I know, but I think it bears repeating. And I always want to give the sense of, like, hey, just to open myself and saying that, look, I understand that this is something that you don't necessarily... You could feasibly watch anything you want, but you come to the show and you're having a fun time. I want to make it worth your while. I want to make it feel like your time was not wasted and make it so that, hey, you want to say something as far as this? You want to get into a discussion on a game or gaming or anything? Join me for that. Even if it's a case where you're not sitting with me right here playing the game, I feel there's like a nice replication of that. I learn a lot. Well, I'm glad. And in Dolphin, you've taught me a lot of games you've mentioned too, including when we did Luigi's Mansion. It was a great time for that. So it kind of works both ways, and I see it that way. I really enjoy it. Well, thank you. It means a lot to me, and I'll keep doing this to keep you enjoying the show. But, yeah, with that, I think with the nice Winter Wonderland vibe once more, I'm going to sign off for Super Old Game Saturday once more, or finally for real this time, because, hey, that's the other thing. I guess you'll like the fact that maybe I vamp as it is, or at least go into some of the stuff. Good night. Well, good night to you, Dolly Finn, as well. Thank you very much for watching Super Old Game Saturday. I'll be here next Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'll see you then for Kingdom Hearts Part 3. Until then, keep being awesome. Have a great night, great weekend, great week coming forward. I'll see you next Saturday for Kingdom Hearts Part 3. Take care.